Yeah, I'm just
All
letting.
right, I'll boot up the factspiration question then.
I can start us up whenever.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready to go when you're ready to go.
All right, starting it.
All right,
Wait, let me.
we're officially starting.
Before you, music bot?
Oh yeah, the music butts
Oh yeah.
on the
I'm sorry.
fruits.
Let me see why it's not playing. Oh, it's not even.
So
in
all
here.
of this is housed in a server. Actually, Zendikar knows a lot
Music
more
bots
about this
playing
than I do.
music
So if
in
you guys are
Baldur's
interested and
Gate
curious about
Tavern
this,
right now.
Yeah.
all this is housed in a server.
Moonlighting.
And,
I don't
my
wanna say
DM
that I ate
actually
too much Baldur's Gate 2
houses his on
this
his
weekend,
own
but
server,
might
I
eat too
believe.
much Baldur's Gate. I mean, I
And
say
runs
that,
it through this
but
thing called the
I would probably
Forge,
just
which
play
is
till
what
I
this
died
website is.
if I wasn't,
And all
if I
this
hadn't
is like
learned
a lot of
techniques
this is
to,
automated. A
control
lot of
my
this is just
hyperfocus.
like caught within this, and he's built his own story
Let's
within
see.
this game.
Mythic General.
So we
That's
play
what our voice is
in
called.
a
It always
combo
makes me think
world
it's a hospital.
of what I
Is it
listed in
not?
the
I mean,
description
that would
from the
could
people that
be,
created
you know,
it, plus
the,
like a
the
lot
next,
of his own critiques and
Next
stuff.
you know,
So
Exile
meta
Island.
there's a
side,
lot
yeah,
of it's really
Mythic
really cool.
Hospital. Oh my
And
god.
Mythic
it blew
General.
up during
You
COVID.
guys are
obviously,
all
for obvious
characters
reasons,
from
so.
like popular doctor shows. Yeah.
General Mythic?
Oh my god. Let's see.
Julian can make a solid house, I think.
And if this is something people are interested in, I could
every
figure out
time
how to
Gale
get
is on
the
stream, our screen.
the stuff to pop up so you
yeah,
can see
like,
who's talking.
Okay, cool.
This is
Been there, done that.
this is a character. This is a
Do that,
character.
if you know what I mean. Anyways.
Maya's a character.
All right.
I mean, if you enjoy yourself, why not do it again?
This is me.
So
Julian.
here we
And
are.
he's not here.
we
He's
are.
at Gen Con.
Another Sunday, and
Yeah,
it is
we used to
time
do
for
roll 20.
Mythic
We used to do roll
Odyssey.
20.
So,
And this ended up being
the
much, much
factspiration
better.
question this week is if you.
Although I know roll 20's made a lot of updates.
Let me see. What does it say? Oh, if you knew this was your last day, I guess last day period. Would you do the same things you're doing now? That seems like a weird way to phrase it. I wonder if it should be like, if you knew this was your last day, what would you do with your last day?
We start every session with a
better.
question that our characters
But
would
anyways,
answer.
that's the question.
And
Pretty
we
heavy.
do a recap. So,
I feel like Tom Hardy, Oxenfree will ask that question. There we go.
Perfect.
So while you are ruminating on that, does anybody, for a point of demonstration, want to sum up what happened last week on Mythic Odysseys? If you are interested in such things, roll a d20 into chat. Else,
and
I will
Julian
do my
almost always
best
rolls.
to try to recall. There was a meeting with some gods and goddesses. There
Oh,
was
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fantasy shopping.
this is my.
Yeah. I understand, Dom. After this weekend, I'm not sure what happened anywhere, anytime, at all.
Yeah,
All right, Julian with a 12.
Gotcha.
Go once, going twice. Take it away, Julian.
All right. So, previously on Odyssey, I was informed of my father's passing.
Correct. That's Crash. Crash is our DM.
Investigated his room to see if there was anything amiss, and I found a nightshade flower under his bed. Looked like it'd been there for quite some time. And when I reached out to touch it, assuming it was significant, it wilted from its almost pristinely preserved state. I met up with the others after they had been doing what some might say is the most hated part of any adventuring party, shopping for magical items.
Yeah, we did a lot
Rather
of
than
shopping
going
last
back
week.
and forth.
That's true.
And I did promise to give a TED talk of some sort. I'll have to figure out what. But it was part of getting a price break on some items when I did my own very brief magical shopping. We did meet with my aunt.
This is a free roll for
Discuss
advantage, which means we roll twice,
Everything that
and
transpired,
take the
what we
higher roll.
observed out in the great
And
world.
Will, who is, I should actually
learned
post
that
that,
my father's passing was a fated event.
who is
And I was
streaming
able to
on
speak with Versi.
Twitch. You can use
Excuse me, Lady
his
Lutheria.
reward points as well as the
one of the
DM's
priestesses.
reward points
And
to
Ohlen to come to me to a temple.
purchase us what's called
And
Fanspiration, which is a free automatic roll.
You're sure that
So
my father
if
was
anyone's interested in his
not
Twitch,
in
he
the-
streams every time
one
we
of
play.
the worst places to be.
That's our normal stream.
And we are trying to figure out what next steps we are taking. We have loaded up on potions and reagents to make more potions. And at this point, it is late evening. I think we are set to rest and then come up with a plan in the morning, as most of the crew is on liberty at the moment.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and take you want Demon Inspiration, or do you want
I'll
Facts
take
first?
Demon Inspiration.
All right. If
I'm
anyone's
one of those people that believes that you can't have too much Demon Inspiration.
I agree with you.
DM Inspiration is also a free roll for advantage.
Is anybody interested in answering the Facts first question? If so, go ahead and roll a D20. All right, Julian with a 17. Anyone else going once?
I sent it to die, but I don't know if it actually showed up or not.
Yeah, there's a 9 from Oren. All right, going once, going twice. Sold to Oren at 17. No, sorry, sold to Julian at 17. My bad. I was like reading.
Steve
All right.
Harvey moment. No.
Yeah, no, not as bad as it could be.
But glitter's already fallen.
Yeah, I never actually
Oh,
got
man.
to play.
So,
IRL D&D.
Julian, if it was your last day, period, how would you spend it? What would you do?
And so all of my experience has been
Well,
online,
I'll
and I've
answer
loved
it both
And I
ways.
think
So
to have
what
an,
I
like,
would
an
do with my
IRL
final
game.
day,
We actually talked about
and
meeting
then
up and
also
doing
if
IRL.
I think the original question was if I would do anything differently.
Yeah.
If it was a matter of I was just taken off the board, could no longer help.
This DM is really good about handing out inspiration, Stuart.
I would
for,
spend my last
living into
day,
character and doing
most
something
of
that
my
might not
last
be
day,
optimal, but your
trying to
character
put
would
things in
definitely do
place
it.
that would give them
He's really good at
as
it.
many
I think I'm full up on my
advantages
inspo.
and support as
Yeah.
possible
I have
before
three
I
of
was
three
removed.
that I can have.
Reserving the final hour for myself to hopefully spend time with friends and family, carouse a little bit before I shuffle off.
I bet so. I bet code. Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember GameStop
if
used to
I'm
have
not,
the rooms or the areas. you
feeling
could
under
play.
such obligations, I would spend my last day doing all those things that I
Like I
find
said, like
enjoyable.
reach out to Zendikar
So
if you guys
there
are
would be
interested
more
in still doing it. I know he
carousing,
runs something. He has his
I'd
own server.
spent enjoying the pleasures of the
I'm in,
flesh,
but I haven't been able to
but
play with him.
also pursuing intellectual pursuits. So just indulging into all those things that I have come to enjoy, both the physical as well as the cerebral.
Wonderful.
Oh,
All right.
I'll speak
You may
up.
ask the same
It's
question of
because I'm
any
trying to
NPC
be
you
quiet.
met during your Odyssey.
Is that better? Let me know if that's better, Code.
I would like to. Ooh, no, I don't want to ask her. That
Okay.
might be a bit too telling.
The curse.
Well,
of
I was actually going to ask my mother
Oh
what
yeah.
she might do with her last day, and I don't think I want to know. I would ask.
All right, while they're doing that, quick heads up. Let's see here. This guy's a deity. This is a deity. She's the deity. She's like the goddess of
Oh,
trickster
man.
kind of thing, music and stuff. This is Julian's mom,
Dang.
which we found out later in the series. This was his dad.
His
That's Idris
last
Elba.
day. Oof.
He recently passed away of
I
old
think
age.
that
What are the other
would-
deities? This is
Yeah,
the
at this
Oracle.
point,
She's
I
missing.
think that
She's
he
my
would try to
my
make
deity.
up for lost time. He allowed himself to kind of be absorbed by his grief at the passing of his wife.
I'm a stout
and,
halfling
threw
warlock,
himself into
and I'm a celestial warlock.
what he believed was important work.
And I live
keeping
into
himself
celestial
constantly
warlock
busy
is very
with
utility based, and I try to live into that.
legitimate
Like I went back to the tome, and I have a bunch of
meaningful,
ritual spells and stuff. I try to maximize.
excuses to avoid processing his grief, and in taking that tactic to avoid his
Yeah,
grief,
short
he was
like
not
code.
there for his children as they had to deal with their.
I didn't realize
well.
it, but I actually picked
And I
a
think
character
now
that is code
his
before
eyes
I
have
knew
kind of
code.
been open to this truth a bit more, he would try to just give them
Far Traveler.
himself for one last day.
And I'm super nerdy. I'm
if
like an
that was the
archaeologist. My
last
dad
day
was
he
an
had to give,
archaeologist.
he would want them to have it.
Historian, blah blah blah. I have keen mind. Yeah,
So
kind of
that's what
stuff.
we would do. All right. So,
Dang.
with all of that out of the way, we resume our adventures in the city of Mitros. Took us a while to get here, but we're finally here. The city of Mitros, the Big Olive. Let's figure out what we're going to do next. All right. So, I don't know. You guys tell me. What do you do next?
This is the goddess of wisdom. This is the king of Mitros. They're married.
Does Orin want to stay at the Temple of Thylea for a bit, or as soon as
No, you're not distracting
Julian's
me.
business is done, does he want
100%.
to
I figured this would
move on?
happen too because you guys are like we're literally like 130 episodes in.
Probably move
So
along.
yeah. Oh yeah, Crash is
Okay.
fucking hilarious. So I hope you
keep
guys
going.
really enjoy it. He's so funny.
Okay. At this point, it is rather late at night. I'm assuming everyone is staying at the palace, or Andronicus isn't here this week. But I don't know if Andronicus would have everybody over at his house that he's still.
He might
Dealing
take a
with
day
the-
or
I mean,
two.
he
Yeah.
just acquired it. He's
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
gotta like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll say that he is out and about. So unless you guys set sail this session, he is going to be off dealing with bureaucratic stuff,
Okay.
along with Chandris and Zamrox.
I figured he'd be at IKEA or something.
All right,
Yeah,
this is
so
Vulcan.
they're off doing
He's the
housing and bureaucratic
He's
business.
like the god of like
dealing with all of that. So the
Smith.
question
He's like
for
a
you
blacksmith
guys
god.
is, what do you do if you head back to the palace to sleep? What do you do in the morning? What do you do in the next day? What are you doing as you move forward?
Actually, before we head back to the palace, Julian will remember. He'll snap his fingers, pull out the Siren's Roost punch card he's had in his component.
Oh,
package
yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
And he'll turn to Orin and say, I've got 9 out of punches for a happy ending here. If I pay for one, you could get the freebie if you're in need of release.
Yeah, that's the kind of campaign we play right there.
Wait, what exactly are you offering here?
Go to Siren's Roost and enjoy ourselves.
Insight check.
It's like, yeah.
I mean,
Not
there's
with necessarily one another.
That's nothing untoward about sex work in the city of Mitros. It's a legal profession.
How long have you been working on this punch card, Julian?
Oh no! I inherited it with 9 punches in it.
You inherited it. Was this
No, not from my father. It was gifted to me.
Oh my god.
Okay.
And even
Yeah.
if it was
That's gonna-
from my father, I mean, he's a full-blooded.
So the
man
guy
who
with the
can
deep
do
voice is
as
Orin.
he sees fit with his spare time.
No,
Julian
wouldn't
doesn't
think less
really.
of him. I
He's
just
doing a
didn't,
voice. He's
didn't
good.
see that connection there.
It's his dad.
Very well. I'll accompany you, but I think I'll sit out I'll let you enjoy your 10th punch.
That's not the point.
Pun
The point
intended.
was-
Pun intended.
The point was for you to, I don't know, cut loose. You're always so stiff.
Ooh. Oh.
Not like that. God damn it. God damn it. No.
You're lucky to see me to bring Steve out of this temple. You'd be all over these. You're really walking into them.
Just.
I don't need to loosen
You
up,
need to
Julian.
enjoy life. You've come back from the underworld. I mean,
Yeah,
isn't
he's done a good
anything
job. We
that
actually
you want to
have
do
this
to
is
sort of-
our
alive
landing
again now
page.
that
No,
you're
this
up
isn't
here?
our landing page.
Working towards our goals is how I feel alive.
All right.
What? There it is.
Just for the record,
Yeah,
it's
I don't
gonna
have
be far
access
more
to it.
fun. And we'll just head back to the palace.
All right. So you head back to the palace rather than get your 9th and 10th punch or your 10th and 11th.
No,
punch.
you can watch it in the
I'll take care
airport.
of.
You can watch it in the airport.
All right. Does anybody else have any late night business in the city of Mitros?
No business. Siba would have spent the evening on the ship, though, as opposed to in the palace.
Really?
Yeah.
What is your decision for this, if I might ask?
Nessa and
Uh-huh.
I don't know, just being away from the politics and shit.
Okay. So the meeting with the Queen Valens left you feeling like you needed to be apart from all that?
Yes, and still the Julian's father, the comments Julian has made, and thinking about the issues with his father.
I see. All right. Fair enough. Then the night would pass, and
I guess I would probably do one thing. If Sibo's going to be at the ship, I'll probably, if I see that Sibo's leaving, I'll say, "Hey, Sibo, do you think we could probably find somebody at the shipyard who can help us get a tree set up on the ship?"
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can track that down.
So I'll probably go with Sibo and see if there's anything we can do like that. At the,
I mean that would
but-
certainly be in the morning. I mean at this point
Yeah.
it's late in the evening. Yeah. But
Okay.
I mean, the last time we were on water at night in Mitros, I scared some dude and jumped back in the water multiple times. So there's always an adventure, I think, right?
yeah. I mean you can track one down for
Yeah,
sure.
no.
This is the city of adventure. So man, that's vintage right there.
Julian got
Alright.
all dressed up because he thought he was going to be able to successfully persuade Orton to go to this Cyrus Roost, but no.
You can
He got
go
all dressed
without
up for
me.
nothing.
You really need me to be there.
No, it's all right.
You never punch your 10th by yourself. It's the rule.
What is that? Is that the rule?
It's the rule.
Now.
It's the old Mitros rule.
I'll
flip over the-
write that down. I'll write that down.
You better, if you inherited that card, you better check the expiration.
So you return. Oh man, Georgas, he's hanging out too. Everybody's here. This map just is rife with the past. All right, it's like a scrapbook of our early days. All right, you guys settle in for the night, and much to your either relief or regret, nothing overly exciting happens. No one tries to assassinate you in your sleep. No haunting dreams visit you.
Mm-hmm.
In the morning, you wake and begin the process of, in the case of Maya and Sibo, contracting someone to help install a tree on the ship. All right.
Perfect.
There are logistics to it that would need to be taken care of. It cannot be a very tall tree.
Right.
That might interfere with the mast and the general.
So we're
balance,
adding a tree to the
of
ship because I have Word of Recall,
but
which allows me to
there can certainly
bring
be
5 people with me back to
such a thing could be made possible, especially with,
a place
magic.
of like a shrine,
But a
which I put
strong
on the ship for us, so I can always get
of course,
our party back to the ship.
benefit that greatly.
But Maya, our
it will be
druid,
very
had a good
heavy,
point that we always have a B team with
and
us.
So they're gonna have
So
to
what we're gonna do
reinforce,
is install a
the
tree
deck
so she
below,
can
wherever
do
the tree is going to
whatever
be,
the fucking
situated. But
tree
it is possible.
walk through trees spell that they do.
They sort
From
of take it as
anywhere
a
that we
challenge,
are, if
to
there's a
make
tree
it work.
around, to get the
And
rest of our
you
B
are
team back as
directed
well.
to
So
the
we have like an
urban
escape plan that we're building for our
druids,
ship.
Who
To get
make
back to our ship.
the Great Gardens and the Vault of Thylea, sort of part of the city, their home. There they try to temper the growth
Tree
of
stride? I think
Mitros
it's tree stride.
and the expansion of civilization, and teach and lecture and admonish to make sure that people understand that you must live in harmony with the natural world, or it will literally come to kill you. Yeah, so because there's many historical examples of nature coming to kill you if you mess with it, it's a lot easier for conservationists to do this in a fantasy setting. But yeah, when you go there, the urban druids would recognize Maya, and they know you for your great deeds, for your mysterious upbringing, and by now, the many bards of your crew have sort of spread news to the city of Mitros of your exploits, and all are aware that not only are you Maya of the Old Wood, but you're Darien that was now Queen Maya of Themis. And so they would view this as an honor to try and put a tree onto your ship. So
Nice.
they do not charge any money at all for the task, but they do explain that it may take several days to get everything in place.
Okay.
I'm just picturing you guys walking in. They're like, "Oh, great Maya, the Queen of Themis. What can we help you with?" It's like, we're gonna need a tree
I need a tree.
on the boat. They're like, "Oh, say no more."
And if you have categories, extra
Like a-
bark.
I mean, they managed to grow a tree into a bank, so they could probably get a tree to grow onto your ship. But yeah, it'll take several days for them to kind of shape it and make sure that it doesn't tip your ship over, essentially.
I guess there's plenty of time to help Andronicus move in then. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. So, if you would like, the next several days can just be a series of downtime events that kind of play out in the city. There is, of course, the 10 a.m. lecture at the Academy for Julian's Tedicus talk, which, Sibo and Maya, you would finish your meeting with the druids in time to attend such a thing if you were so inclined. Andronicus is still embroiled in legal battles for his family's estate. And Oren, what do you find yourself getting up to?
That's a good question. So we've been in the city for what, like 2 days now? Day and a half?
It's only been about a day, and then now you're into the second day.
Dang, okay, a lot of stuff yesterday. I guess in that case, with the major things on his punch list taken care of, like securing provisions for the ship, and just shoring up our supplies. Yeah, I guess he'd wake up early when on the second day, and he'd head to, I guess, probably the Temple of the Five, the portion that serves as the graveyard for like veterans, I guess. I think we said that was at the Temple of the Five.
Correct.
They've got like a stone wall with names inscribed into it, and he'll just go and I guess he'll spend like the first half of the morning there.
All right. You are, of course, welcome at the temple, though they are a bit wary of you because of your new, well-known allegiances. The clerics and servants of the Five are well aware that there is some tension, obviously, between the twins and the Five. They are more aware than most of the populace that there is an issue. The general vibe in Mitros is that the people still have no real inkling that there is going to be an attack on the city or a big war or anything of the kind. But you do notice, Oren, with your background, that there are less guards in the city than the last time you were here. And there is that sort of absence of guards has not seemed to have led to more crime. But if you were to inquire why there are less guards here, you would find that they have been called off to the countryside for military exercises. The rumors are, and this is how people do, that there may be another war with Oresia brewing. Why else would the king and queen be training the army so much?
Yeah, and first thought hearing that, or like
during this time of peace, no less, right? During this time of peace, no less. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't.
We actually created a peace pact with Oresia, so
it's
not very likely.
Checks out, then he thinks twice, realizes that it's probably a ploy of Valis to start getting the defenses of Mitros ready.
We are getting close to the time
Now
when
you do
the
see,
pact with the bad
disturbingly,
gods
that there
will
are
end
still
and they can start fighting
many,
us. So there was like
quote-unquote
500 years of
Dragonlords,
peace, and that's what
astride their,
we got the king and queen to
sort
start
of
preparing
warped
for.
and angry-looking draconic mounts that do, flybys over the city and the coastline and things like that. So their presence is still very much felt here on the island. After your visitation of Yonder, you know that these are the same Dragonlords that you saw training. Not the exact same, but they wear the same regalia and, the same sort of look and feel as the ones you encountered on Yonder.
Yeah, knowing now what we know about the fate's influence on the dragons, Orin just kind of looks at the current dragon riders with some measure of pity, I guess.
Okay. So I am curious then, what is your lecture about, Julian of Mitros, that you deliver at the Arcane Academy at 10 a.m. today?
Nice.
So it is. I focus primarily on my experiences with Artifice, and it's a little bit about my journey in discovering it and embracing it, but mostly it's about improvisation of the field. So if one is traveling and an artificer or an inventor or a tinker of any sort, how you must make do with what one has if you don't have a proper shop on hand. So just talking about creativity, thinking outside the box when you're trying to make even, mundane things.
All
let
right.
alone more involved magical items.
To reflect the quality of this presentation that was delivered in the Theater of the Gods Amphitheater to a relatively full crowd, considering the short notice, go ahead and give me either Tinkering Tools Charisma or Performance Charisma.
You know what? Let's do Tinkering Tools. Nope, that's not on the sheet. Why is that not on the sheet? Why did it go away?
There was an update to get this.
What? No way.
There was an update to Foundry, so now all your tools are in the bottom left,
Ooh.
under tool proficiencies, and now you can actually check all of your tools, and it will give them to you, which is a nice change of pace. Do you see them in it's the very bottom left.
Yeah, I'm getting them back.
Oh yeah, I guess as an artificer you got to click a lot of times. So, oh no, they actually have you covered. You click the top where it says Artisan Tools, it just gives you all of them. Just looking out for those artificers.
Don't forget to grab some musical instruments.
Nobody else does. Somebody's got to. You do also notice in attendance is a dwarf who looks remarkably like your grandfather, but couldn't be him. That'd be crazy.
Could be Vulcan.
Yeah, couldn't be Vulcan. But it is a dwarf who looks almost exactly like him.
So an older bearded dwarf with a monocle.
Yeah. Later you hear in conversation someone call him Naklov. So it's obviously not Vulcan. They're very good at disguising themselves. Yeah, so
Belkin.
with a
That's
20,
where Kyra gets it.
they're all really bad at their names. So for 25, yeah, that's a fantastic. There is a buzz and a just a general uproar of excitement about what this could mean for the future of magic. Many begin to conjecture that perhaps after reaching the mortal limits of magic, the fifth circle, one could then begin to study the sciences to sort of make up for that sort of blockage of power, that inability to take magic further. Perhaps magic.
Hey, Great Bear. Yeah.
Is not the only
This is like 130 sessions
so
or
that
something.
sparks
of
tremendous
this
debates
campaign.
that go on
It's part
throughout
1.
the day.
We're going up to level 12, and then we'll
all
go
other
from
events
12
at the
to
theater
20 in
have
part
to be
2.
canceled and rescheduled.
But yeah, I play
You know how them
sometimes.
Greeks are.
This is the
Once
second full
once they
campaign
start
I played.
debating, you know,
I
they
played 2
can't
years
stop.
ago, and I did Storm King's Thunder
So
with this
they
DM.
just spend the whole day arguing about the merits of artifice versus the pure study of magic, the dangers of the sciences and the benefits thereof associated with those dangers, and on and on and on and on. Once your lecture is over, which I assume was probably about 90 minutes or so, you guys have the rest of the day free. And if at any point you're like, cool, but these are the things that we want to get done and then we want to get back in the boat, that's totally okay too.
I put this guy's Discord and YouTube.
So
I put his YouTube
go back to the
in
ship.
the
There
description
are a bunch of urban
this
druids
game,
and a bunch of
there's
dock
a bunch of
workers
DMs
and
in there,
shipwrights,
and he
and
runs
they
games
are
all the
doing
time.
construction on the Ultras.
Some of them are pay to play.
For her part, Dianthus looks.
I pay for this guy's DM. He's
awkward,
that good for me.
like a person
and there are a
getting
bunch that are
full-body
free as
tattoo.
well. So
She
if
seems
you're
very
looking for,
uncomfortable.
there's some options there. I'll throw that out there. There's some options there. He's very good.
Yeah, seeing all this, Julian's like, this is going to wreck my concentration. He's going to do a 180, and he's going to head to the library.
Okay.
And he's going to look up as much research as he can on the wolfsbane flower. Like, what properties do these flowers potentially have? Because he doesn't do biology, botany, but Lutheri said something. You have the tools of science to deal with the guardians of the fates.
Mm-hmm.
And so he thinks maybe the flower is significant. Maybe that was a hint from her.
Ooh,
so he wants to go and do some research to see if the flower could be used in some way or other flowers like it. Or just like researching, herbal means of trapping or poisoning creatures, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Then that would be essentially studying for a recall knowledge, as it were. These particular beings, it would most assuredly fall under Arcana. So we'll assume that you would spend the day doing that. Since you are researching, you can dump money into this to get bonuses to the check at the end of the day. So it really depends how much money you want to spend researching.
Well, I did get a pretty
with the higher the check you get, like the more valuable the information would be.
Okay. So, you know what? This was a pretty nasty hurdle. This may be too much, I don't know, but we're gonna invest 2,000 drachmae in it.
Holy shit. Okay.
Well, actually, real quick before you do that, would you mention this to Sibo before going on your own?
I mean, then you guys could roll with advantage.
Well, I would have done the thing with Maya, but I might have given him direction of where to start looking if that can help with, as opposed, because I'm definitely not going. I'm doing the Maya thing.
If Sibo would have been involved with this process and like been up on board of the ship,
well,
I mean.
So you don't need to spend 2,000 because
okay, I didn't know.
No, sorry.
This is serious.
Yeah, but I see that you're serious about it. So when you do research as a downtime activity, you have access to the library, which is fine. And then it's essentially 50 gold spent on materials, access to books,
okay.
Speaking to people, blah blah blah, and then you can then. They say after 1 work week, but we could say that this is like your downtime activity while you're in Mitros. You could then make a recall knowledge check with a +1 bonus per additional 50 gold spent, but they max it out at a +6.
Okay.
Now, if you and Sibo wanted to both work on this project, I would break up the rules and allow each of you to spend the time and the money and give you guys a total of +12 to the check.
I'm down.
Julian will definitely grab Sibo.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is what you guys are going to do for the next, we'll say, three days. The 3 days that you're waiting for the ship to be done. It's going to be researching the fates. And researching the faith, any known weaknesses, any known methods to deal with their guardians based on what you know of their guardians thus far, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that sounds fantastic. We'll come back to that. Maya, what are you doing with the 3 days?
Let me see here. Okay. I think what I'm gonna do is if Julian came by and like talked to Sibo and they said like, hey, we're gonna go do some research about the fates, saying that that's gonna be one of the things we're gonna have to do eventually, and seeing how that happened. She knowing that she has such a high dependency on magic, I guess what she would probably do is maybe go to Macalia and maybe bring Corinna and see if we can just try and get Maya to be a little bit more Amazon-y.
Okay. And if you want the time with Macalia, she could kind of teach you not the full Mage Slayer stuff that Oren knows, but could maybe give you some advice on how best to deal with spellcasters.
Get close and hit them.
Valis would actually be interested in assisting with this if you would have her.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah. Now, she as a goddess, she would never act against the fates, but if Macalia explained the nature of the training, she would gladly, as a very high level spellcaster, give you kind of the other side of the fence, like what do you do when your magic fails you? What do you do when you're up against other powerful spellcasters, kind of thing. So we will say that will be your research, is researching techniques for that sort of thing. Okay. And Oren, what do you get up to? Do you want to tag team that with Maya, or do you have something else in mind?
Research. Not really one strong suit.
Training, though.
Yeah.
So remember, other just downtime things that you could do. There's always carousing.
Oh my god! No. First, Julian tries to give me the
punches. You wake up in the morning and that punch card is mysteriously on your bedside table.
Oh no! And it's punch for the last punch.
So
it's already punched.
So there is, I guess technically all of you could carouse, but it might put your research in jeopardy. So there is crafting items. There is doing crime. There's there's gambling. There's gladiatorial fighting.
Hey, Oren, you want to help me with this couch? I need to.
There's relaxation. That's a thing that you could do. You can relax. There's religious service. Definitely need some help down there. They had to, they're trying to restructure that Temple of Lutheria.
I heard some crazy shit happened to them.
Yeah. There's research with the other. Many of the others are working.
We fought a chimera underneath the Temple of Lutheria.
Stuff, but we kind of already handled all that. There's working on training, and then there's just doing some work around the city.
Here it is. We fought a chimera underneath it in the basement.
Yeah, I think after spending
on fire.
Probably about 2 hours of the morning.
We lit the upstairs on fire to try to fight the thing. We destroyed the temple, so they're still rebuilding it.
Reorienting. He would then, I guess, head to the Temple of Lutheria to try and not really play a direct role in their restructuring, but more to kind of observe the process and see, kind of keep an eye on things. Make sure they're not setting up more cages in the basement or something, or just.
Okay.
Not really outright suspicion, but just kind of gauging what the overarching developing structure of a Lutheria temple is, I guess.
Okay. So religious service then? Is that
sure?
Okay.
Religious service.
All right.
You get brownie points with the new boss. All
right. So let's see. All right. So you're gonna spend 3 days monitoring, auditing, and helping the Temple of Lutheria.
Well, yeah. If they need I don't know, stuff moved or stuff like that. I can't really give input on their religion, but he'll be around as a warm body, I guess.
I see. Well, that has a different meaning in that religion, but
He'll be around. So,
okay. All right. Let's
Work with.
see. During your time there, normally religious service goes off of intelligence, religion, or charisma persuasion as you administer to the flock. Very quickly, they realize that these are not tasks that you are suited for or trained for.
They ask him for the second sermon from the third book.
So instead, they set you to the task of assisting the faithful in matters that might be more in tune with what you need. There is a woman who seeks safe haven from her spouse, who has been taken in by spirits, and not to say ghosts or anything, but his alcoholism is out of control, and he has become abusive and dangerous, and she is afraid of the man. As a temple, not just of death, but of revelry and of birth, this kind of falls under their wheelhouse. True, the woman could have sought solace with the 5, because Valis is, goddess of wisdom, but Mitros herself is the goddess of, hearth and home and civilization. But the woman has come here, and she's been taken in by the priestesses, and they have asked you to go and deal with this man.
Okay. Yeah. Or can do that.
The priestess, she gives you a meaningful look that says he must be taught the value of wife and family and child. And they reveal to you that the woman is with child, and his actions could jeopardize the child's life.
So we got to clean this guy up. All right, I guess. Yeah.
They basically tell you to make sure he cannot harm her.
Oh, easy.
And they give you that Lutherian look.
Yeah.
The subtext is lost on Oren, but he goes with the intent to help the guy clean up his act.
Okay, all right.
I guess first things first would be to, figure out the root of what's causing his if there is an underlying cause for why the alcoholism and
you
being,
get the sense that
deadbeat.
some time spent with him and an insight check might do it, or that a charisma investigation amongst his peers would also lead to that information. But they do think you're the right man for this job. Oh wow. Okay. Sorry. I was looking at the wrong number. So, when you meet with the man, he is hungover and rather miserable. He works as a mercenary guard down at the docks. He grouses to you when you kind of approach him that about your appearance, which is unusual, and he will roll a fame check. He recognizes you, and he tries his best to sort of like sober up a bit, and says, "I know you. You are Oren, once of Mitros, now the Dreamwalker."
You're correct.
What business do you have here at these docks?
Word on the street is that you ply your trade protecting these docks in the city of Mitros.
I do what I can. Were that I not so worthless in the fight. And that's when you notice that he does have sort of a lameness to his left leg.
Yeah, or talking to the guy who studies him for a bit, kind of watching his movements, trying to, I guess, look for old wounds or signs of, I guess, sources of pain, I guess.
Mm-hmm. He says, but you do not answer my question. Just because you are some famous hero now, doesn't mean that I have forgotten the shame that you brought to your company. If I had had a chance to be a soldier, I would not have
So
left.
Oren's backstory is in
wasn't given
a
much
fight.
of a choice.
He's a hoplite soldier.
Getting into the Centurions.
In a fight, things went down, and
That
his
was my-
entire company died. Not his
my
fault.
final goal
And he lives with that
for a long
kind of
time.
survivor's
I
remorse.
didn't leave it lightly. I
he
was
also
lucky
lost his
in
hand.
that I found another purpose with the heroes. But not a day goes by that I don't remember what was lost and my part that I played in it. That's one of the main reasons that I continue to do what I do. What drives you? What motivates you to do what you do? Protect this place.
I have to earn coin. I have a wife. She was my sweetheart.
Yeah, he plays him really, really well. Oren, the guy who plays Oren,
married her,
he's one of my
but
favorite guys to play with. Actually, all these people. You're not going to hear Andronicus tonight because he's
condition
at
made
Gen
me
Con, but
unfit
all four of
military
the other
work.
people in the party are fantastic.
But I cannot see myself making sandals or catching fish. These arms were meant to wield a spear and shield, so mercenary work is the best I can do. But her mewling cries, her tender kisses,
He does not have a hook. No.
I wanted to leave.
Yeah,
the city,
he has his
ply
shield
my
strapped
trade on
to
the
the
road,
stub, so
but she keeps me here.
can't wield a
shackled.
weapon with two hands or two weapons, but
Imprisoned
he always
by
has
her
a shield
love.
on. It's strapped to it, so
How
that's
am I
kinda
supposed to
his
show the world
workaround.
that
but
I am more than a
if he gets
rejected
disarmed or
spear
sundered, he's in a
of
lot
the
of
great
trouble,
city of Mitros? That I am worth
which we've
something.
experienced.
Orange shakes his head at this, says, "You're not a rejected spear, my friend. You are one held in reserve, waiting till the moment that you are needed. Your wife sees this. She tries to make a home for you and her. It would be better." And he'll gesture towards the leg. It would be better not to dwell on such inefficiencies. And I can, if you're interested, I can look and we can take some time to see what we can do about that.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion.
Um,
Now you do know that the hoplites of Mitros are all men and women of fighting age and fighting fit.
yeah,
It's
that's
not it's not necessarily about age and gender. It's like if they qualify for service, they do receive a deduction in taxes and a military stipend. But they are responsible for their own armor, weapon, and shield, and they must be ready to be called about at any time. There are those that are true military that are always in service. But this guy apparently wanted to be more than just a hoplite. He wanted to be part of the military and was kind of rejected.
Yeah, Ornal, when he's talking about this, he's meaning that he might be able to do something about the lame leg, and I guess to emphasize that, he'll reach into his pack and he'll pull out the prosthetic that he still carries. So I've got some experience with such matters. And I guess let me roll my persuasion.
He says, I don't need anything like that, or your pity. You yourself made a deal with Luteria for power. Maybe I should as well. And you see he gets a thoughtful look in his eyes.
I would never turn you from religious favor, but you should pursue more practical means before turning to higher powers. It's not likely that it is not the best method to. It's not the best to rely on them for such things. Their attention is often divided.
I will give you a word's thought, Dreamwalker. But if you'll excuse me, I have a job to do. And he sort of like, limps away to continue his patrol.
All right, yeah, we let him simmer, but he'll be back the next day.
Okay, all right. While you are dealing with this, Maya, as you are training with Macalia and Queen Valis, and also with Corinna. Okay. The three of them represent three different aspects of fighting. Might, magic, and of course, OP range. So
she's our
on the first day of your
resident
training,
archer
which thing are
and
you
is
trying?
a descendant of Dragonlords.
Which
she's the goddess of wisdom, and she's a
So no,
Amazon fighter.
She's been training with the chakram, so
Mhm.
I guess we will go with range first.
Oof. As soon as you say that, Macalia says, that is your first mistake. The chakram is a superior weapon because it is both range and melee. Did you know that? Have you forgotten your training already?
Oh, I do know that, but I'm not the best at close combat.
I see. Why is that? What makes you so afraid? What makes you so ineffective?
The lack of physical strength.
I see. Physical strength. Now, Maya, are you actually referring to the fact that you don't have good strength or dexterity, or you have a good dexterity? What are you talking about?
Yeah, but they're not finesse.
Yeah, right. Okay. So she says to you, if your strength is lacking, why wield a weapon that relies on strength? Why do you feel drawn to this weapon? Why do you feel such an obligation?
My heritage, and it also strengthens my magic.
You must train in a weapon that is right for you. An Amazon is not defined by a chakram. She is defined by her spirit. When those would close to
so
you. So
Maya's background
and you find
is that she was an orphan. She didn't know where she came from, and she somehow had been turned into a Medusa and was slowly transforming into full Medusa. Turns out she was the child of the Amazonian queen, and her sisters had overthrown her, and as a result of kind of things that had happened, she got turned into a Medusa after solving that which we did.
Bring to them healing
she
ointments.
Reverted back to her human form, but she feels an attachment to Amazons.
Have you gained the attention and the ire of the enemy? Dodge their attacks. Always look for what is within your strength to do, even if it is not your strength. Physical might. It is not always the solution. As she kind of motions to the other two women in the training. And she says, but I apologize. And so Corinna is going to run you through drills. She also feels that if the chakram is causing you issues in combat, you may want to focus on a weapon that is more suited to your natural abilities. Now, as a druid, you do have some weapon restrictions there. But, you know, they kind of like walk you through. She just covers the whole deal of like having higher ground so that enemies who want to engage in melee with you are going to struggle to get there. She talks about like the benefits of taking full cover whenever possible, because not only will it make it harder for enemies to hit you, but full cover will prevent sharpshooters from hitting you, for there are some trained with the ranged attacks that, you know, can hit you even if only the smallest part of you is visible. And she just sort of walks you through all of those sorts of drills throughout the day. And it is remarkable to you, Maya, that this girl that you met like over a year ago at this point has kind of grown into this this very knowledgeable young woman of like combat and ranged archery, and just generally there's like a lot more confidence there even than when she was a young kid and the confidence was a lot of bravado. Now there seems to be a lot more like true confidence there.
So there's a bit of proudness.
Listen
to her.
All right. So, the first day, Julian and Sibo are researching. You guys, are you disguising like your research from the academy, or are you making it well known, or like what is your approach here? Because this is kind of a sensitive topic. Like how are you kind of couching it to the academy what you are researching, and if asked, what would your reasons be?
By default, Sibo would be transparent and say exactly what's going on unless Julian stops him.
Julian would
looking to kill God.
Knowing the sensitivity of the subject, going in, Julian would have a conversation with Sibo, saying, "Listen, Sibo, I know that you are painfully blunt sometimes, but in a situation like this, perhaps less is more. We don't need to tell them what we're researching. If anybody asks, we are searching, botany, flowers, whatever. Ways to get you home. I don't know. Just nothing about the fates.
Got it.
I think that would be a bad idea. We don't know what spies are about. We don't know if someone might just be offended and just, generally speaking, give us a hard time about things. We should just keep this to ourselves."
Got it. Check.
All right. So you just kind of couch it as, we're researching different ways people who have been lost and found their way to Thylea have found their way home. Oh, look, sometimes they go to the Fates for help. Oh, how interesting. We've fallen down this rabbit hole of Fates knowledge, as you do when you're researching. Okay.
As one does.
Yeah. This is before, Reddit, but essentially, yeah. Okay.
Like 17 wiki articles removed now.
Yeah. Okay. Completely believable cover story. That is fine. All right. So, on the second day, Oren, they ask if you've dealt with this man, if it's safe for his wife to go home.
First things first, on the end of the first day, he would go to Stavros and using his...
okay.
Not Stavros. Steros, sorry. Sorry, Stavros. You can come too, I guess, but we'll go to...
All right, Stavros puts his hat on and he follows you.
Whatever. All right, yeah, we'll give it to well, we're going to Steros, and we're going because with Oren's training and just kind of general expertise as a fighter, and because of his mechanical know thy enemy ability, he should be able to give pretty accurate details of what exactly the injury on this guy's leg is, and possibly wants to see if Steros could whip up some sort of brace that could mitigate some of the issues with it.
All right, so based on your ability, go ahead and give me a medicine check, an intelligence medicine.
Not a Gigan. I can't think of what he's called. Maybe he's not. Is he a Gigan?
Kind of gauge your opponent.
Maybe he's a Gigan.
All right, let's see. Oh, That's take 1 off that because I have 1 less intelligence.
All right, you believe that this is probably from some sort of either nutritional deficiency or perhaps a disease he had when he was younger. But the muscle structure in his left leg just never like came in like in full. Like it would need strengthening, essentially, like a full-on brace, probably from like the thigh and then the knee all the way down to the foot to really give him a better means of mobility.
Yeah, I'll see if Steros can make something like that, and that he's got a couple days to do it.
I mean, Steros definitely can. The guy makes fucking Transformers for fun, so he could definitely do it, and he will make it so that it can adjust as needed, so you would not need to fit it to the man. That's what, based on the measurements that you took in your head of his height, he'll try to get it right. So with that taken care of, it's still going to be a matter of overcoming the man's pride.
Yeah, exactly. That's where stage 2 of the washed up.
So that's what you'll do on the second day. All right.
Yeah, so day 2, when I bring the bracement thing, Oren, let's see. Yeah, before leaving the boat, he takes so he gets up, waits for everybody to head out for their day, and yeah, let's see. Yeah, so his newfound his arm, which is kind of sustained from his life force and from his new pact with Thylea that is kind of reformed into his right hand. He takes a bit to just kind of release it and let it sink back into the Nyx and into the surrounding air. So it kind of melts away, just leaving behind the lost limb. And he'll restrap on his prosthetic and throw his shield on over his back. He'll take a scrap piece of cloth and cover up his eye of Lutheria, and he'll pull on a cloak, and he'll head back to the dock worker.
Okay.
Grabbing his spear and his shield on the way out.
All right.
Just a normal spear. Not gonna show up.
Because of the lack of seasons, the beautiful Mediterranean weather, he's just down at the docks, kind of sort of sadly staring out at the ocean as you approach.
All right. So he'll get up in front of the guy, and
he'll turn, see you, and I'm assuming he would recognize you.
Did they give me this guy's name? Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, hold on.
Bryanos. Bryanos.
No, it's good. Hold on.
Polios.
I forgot to ask it.
Oleos? Oleos isn't bad. His name is Ermis.
Ermis. All right. Warren beckons to him. Says, Ermis.
He looks at you and says, What is this mummery that you bring to me?
You were correct yesterday in that I have made a pact with Lutheria for power. If you think that this means that I've neglected my own training, and if you think that any god would offer you power if you neglect your own, then you're sadly mistaken.
My training? I train every day! And he's gonna roll a check on you. He seems very confident in his words.
I'm glad to hear it. Oren's gonna kind of motion, and he'll take his cloak off, revealing that he's just got the prosthetic and his eye covered up. He brings his shield off, and he'll begin to strap it onto his arm, and say, "Grab your equipment. Let's have a go."
Nice.
What? What happened to your arm?
I come here as Oren, not the Dreamwalker. I want Ermis, the dock worker. I don't want you making some bid for power with the god when you have so much potential just here in your body.
I have work to do. But I have a break, in the afternoon. If you... I will duel you then.
Very well.
Okay.
Seriously, we're not doing phrasing anymore.
Phrasing.
Didn't you say duel?
He said duel, but it definitely heard.
yeah.
I heard something
No,
else.
I heard do
My
you
bad.
then as well. No, you're good, Julian. I heard you say yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'll believe anything after hearing Ice Cube threaten to mollywop a Ninja Turtle today. So I was like, Seth Rogen, are you just allowed to do whatever you want? Like, man. All right. I guess when Ice-T says it, it doesn't mean hit you with his dick, but I mean, it's kind of evolved. Anyways,
yeah.
I was.
It's a reach for an insult, that's for sure.
My wife and I shared a look when he dropped it in the movie today, and then one of the impressionable Ninja Turtles started using the phrase, and it was just really bad. So,
yeah. Hill from here.
Anyways, so that afternoon he does show up, and he has his equipment, and you find that he is a passable warrior. One might even say that he is the stat block of a thug, which I mean by 5e standards, ain't no slouch.
Oh yeah.
5 hit dice, 15 strength, 32 hit points. I mean, they got a multi-attack and pack tactics.
Step aside, cred.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, he ain't no slouch. So when he beating on his girl, he probably beating her pretty hard. So, yeah.
Wow.
But he does put up a good show. But I mean, you're just fucking, you're level 11.
He's not really going.
You also gonna beat this dude at level 2 probably. So
he's not going into it with the intention of beating the snot out of him. No, he's they're sparring back and forth, trading blows. Oren's kind of looking to see whether there's gaps in his defenses, either just from inexperience or from his injury.
No, this man has learned to fight with what he has. Like, he has the full unpenalized stats, no movement penalties or anything, of a fully functional 5e thug. Like, whatever shortcomings there are, it is likely perceived from his initial rejection when he was younger, and like in the intervening years, he has certainly overcome them, but he himself does not seem to know that.
Let's see. Yes, I guess this day he'll do the let's go back and forth and do dueling. He'll give comments and pointers here and there, but for the most part he'll leave it at that.
All right. So I would need either from you a performance here. Or I would accept an attack roll against him using your charisma.
All right. Let's see.
With I guess the weapon of your choice, which would probably just be a training spear or just a regular, I don't know if you brought your badass like god killing weapon.
No.
Okay.
I left out the. Yeah, he would have just brought basic spear.
Yeah, the Chimera Trident. You just like fucking turn this dude to ashes.
Just beat him with your rope snake.
Job done. Alright, set this to charisma.
You say you beat him with your rope snake. I do not think that means what you think.
I think that's mollywopping.
Mollywopping, exactly. Yeah.
It comes full circle.
I don't know why it's not giving me my proficiency on this. I guess it is, actually.
If you're listening at home and you want to know, it originated in the San Francisco area during the 1980s, and it just means to beat someone very badly in a fight.
I'm Googling it now.
On the darker side of the internet, it means to hit someone with your penis. So.
Easy urban dictionary.
That is where I'm at, and I regret it.
It ain't that bad.
Okay. Yeah, that's all right.
All right, so let's see. Yeah, all right, yeah, 22. With your you are able to fight him in a way that he knows that you are his better, but he feels like he did a good job. After the battle, he says, If only my wife had not left me, I would tell her of this battle I had today, so that I could share my joy at having sparred against a superior opponent. Thank you for this. And he does seem to be full of regret. He says, I don't suppose I can buy you a drink.
Other than that, let's go for a walk instead.
Oof. Alright, he's gonna make a roll against alcoholism. He says, perhaps we could drink and walk.
You know, let's just enjoy the sea breeze.
Okay, he's gonna
And,
try more.
Well, he'll bring out some like rations, you know, just some like.
He says, it would have to be a short walk. I have obligations tonight.
Is that so?
Yes.
Do you think you're going to find your strength in the bottom of a bottle?
Oh, damn, dude. Damn. When you say that, he looks away, and he says, I find myself there more than I'd like.
Glad to hear that. It means that you're willing to change. Let's go for a walk.
He nods, and you guys take a walk along the docks.
Yep, he'll bring him around the edge. He'll go see how the boat's getting waxed, you know, getting car washed. He'll take.
Oh yeah. So as you approach the best maintained boat in all of Mitros, owned by a retired guard named Henricus, you do find Henricus lecturing his son, and his son, upon seeing you, recognizes you as a famed hero and friend of Julian of Mitros.
That's me, friend of Julian of Mitros.
Yeah, so Spencicles, I know he was Spencicles, but Spencicles just sounds better. He approaches you and says, hey, do you think Julian's dad was murdered?
Not at this point, no.
Oh, sorry, you might have forgotten me. Spencicles, famous psychic detective.
I remember you. Helped with the case.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, I kind of did the whole thing myself, but you were there, and you did a great job.
I definitely remember trouncing through some sewers looking for evidence.
Yeah, I remember that. When I cracked the case, I remember you were one of the guys that was standing there when I announced what happened. Dramatically.
Well, I'm glad we both have had a chance to get reacquainted.
Listen, for a discounted fee, I will lead up the investigation on the murder of his father.
We can talk more on that, but first...
Where are you guys staying? I went down to the boats, but when I asked about him, there was a lot of anger. There was this short girl, and she kicked me in the nuts. And you do see that he has some swelling down there, like a whole bandage situation.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try Kyra. Anyways, we can talk on that, but first, if you have any jobs or anything that you're working on now that maybe we could help you with, we're looking to pass the time. Sure, you could make use of our services, you know.
Oh, he says, well, I can't pay you.
That's fine.
And when he says that, Henricus hits him in the back of the head because, you know, honestly, they had a very abusive relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did. Like, I don't think that it's as nearly as idolized as people want to say this. And lectures him about paying people what they're worth. You want people to pay you, you need to pay them. And he gives them this whole lecture. It starts to make the two of you maybe a little uncomfortable. I don't know. But eventually, Magic Head shows up, and Magic Head says that he needs some help. He's got to deliver some medicine on the village outskirts, and it has to be there before morning. And he's actually was going to ask, Henricus if he had any old guard contacts that could be hired on short notice, because he's just scared to go out of town on his own.
Mm-hmm. Do we also hear him ask somebody if they heard about Pluto? Messed up, right?
well, yeah, but Pluto being just a guy lives in town.
Yeah.
Of course. But yeah, like, so if you're willing to escort him, I mean, you know,
Let's
he'll
get
pay
to
you
it
guys.
then.
Turns out he's
All
not. Pluto wasn't human. He was a dwarf.
Oh my god.
The key here being
But he was a dwarf with dwarfism.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like people were arguing, is he even a dwarf?
Is he? Yeah.
Yeah, man, it was real bad. And then there was like, there was great debates about it one year. It was terrible.
Yep.
Yeah.
I knew I was
So
opening the can of worms.
Yeah.
I fucking knew it.
So yeah, so that's what he talks about the entire way there. On the way there, you get the feeling that this is a relatively safe route, and this guy maybe is just overly cautious. But as luck would have it, 3 terrifying wolves appear, as if from nowhere. One of them winks at you, Oren, and they menace. They menace Magic Head.
Oh my god. Or nods to Ernest. Says,
All right.
You're getting paid, aren't you?
Oh man, all right. So the wolves roll performance checks. And they die spectacularly under Ermis's spear and shield. One of them, as it attacks you, it says, make it look good. And it like tries to push you to the ground.
Oren will play along. This
Okay.
isn't exactly what he had in mind, but he knows he can't help but help.
Yeah, it's just kind of the worst like that. Yeah, so the wolf is like just literally tearing your throat out. And it's and it says, "You're doing great." And then it gets stabbed through the head by Ermis, who's just covered from head to toe like a fucking Dragon Age character. And he's just
leaving
panting.
footprints.
Yeah, and all 3 of them are fucking dead. Magic Head is just weeping from the blood and the violence. He's just weeping over his healer's pack. Ermis goes to help you to his feet and says, "What happened there? It got the drop on you."
Yeah, Oren accepts the outstretched hand and says, "Yes, I was must have been keeping an eye too closely on Magic Head here.
Well, quite a fight.
Appreciate the assist."
I thought our lives were in danger, but I guess our warm-up session earlier really got my blood pumping.
You handled yourself perfectly.
All right. So, as you guys are going to leave, he says, "Wait, Mr. Magic Head, is there time for me to take one of the wolves' heads as a trophy?" One of the wolves' eyes opens and looks at you, Oren, like, Yeah,
Oren, he shakes his head, says, "These wolves, look at them. They're not befitting of a trophy. A little bit too scruffy, Wouldn't impress anybody on the wall, I don't think."
Damn. Okay.
Well, hold on.
Magic Head says, "Oh, look, we gotta go. I'm going to get this stuff dropped off, and I want to get home."
Oren's got he lost a lot of charisma on the islands, all right?
Listen,
You must be out your damn mind, Oren.
Yeah, I have a Scrabble tournament in the morning, and I need my sleep.
Yeah, we don't have time to butcher the wolves, unfortunately.
Okay, all right. So you guys go and you make the drop off, and then the return trip is very safe. But Ermis is always on the lookout now. He's in super guard mode. He's basically like a mall cop. He's so fucking vigilant.
Get this guy's segue.
All right. When you finish your journey, Magic Head pays each of you 10 drachmae for your last minute services and for saving his life.
All right.
Yeah,
So, Oren thanks him for the work, and we'll walk back with Ermis to wherever he's staying, staying with him, and then seeing that he makes it back to his house.
He and his wife share a quaint home near the bridge in the southern, I don't want to call them slums, but that's not the nicest part of town.
Wife's not there yet, though. She's staying with the temple.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, she's staying at the temple, man.
All right, so he'll bring him back there. Back there.
So
just making sure he doesn't. And the key being the whole point to keep him away from the alcohol. For a couple days is the goal. Try to wean him off it.
Do you try to get yourself invited in so you can smash all the bottles, or? I mean, I don't know how much experience you have with alcoholics, but especially in a world where people drink wine over water, it's not going to be very easy to keep them away from alcohol.
Yeah, I guess you would see if you could get in there.
Oh wow, okay. So what's your play? How do you?
He doesn't invite him in. Where we just stop at the gate and he.
Oh no, I mean he might invite you in to drink.
Along the way, I guess Warren would have stopped to pick up some.
Do you ask yourself, what would Julian do?
Julian who solves problems by getting people drunk.
Yes.
Warren pulls out his phone a friend.
Do you actually want me to chime in on this?
How to get an alcoholic to stop? Need something else to
poison
drink.
him.
Need to get him away from just drinking in general, honestly.
Have you tried heroin?
There's a lot of heroin.
Is there Mitros?
Opium.
Yeah. It's one of the exports of Eregia.
Would you like some?
They themselves don't partake. That'd be crazy. They only use it for medicinal purposes.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Well, I mean, if you've got a shattered leg, I mean, what's better for you? You know.
Physical therapy and group counseling.
Well, I mean, the immediate surgeries.
Right.
Okay.
Well,
more aptly, you know.
I was like, David,
morphine.
what are you advocating here? Like, oh my god.
Kids, don't do hard drugs.
Fair. All right, so as you go to drop him off at his place, he does invite you in for drinks. So you're in this moment. What do you do? You're on your own, Oren.
Okay.
You aren't on the battlefield. This is a different kind of battlefield.
Oh, it's horrible. All right, yeah, he'll go in. Says, rather than drinking, why don't we reminisce? You can tell me some time. I've been away from Mitros for a long time. You can tell me what's been going on. I can tell you some of the journeys that I've been on.
Okay, give me a persuasion.
Fuck. Let's see.
It's like something to drink to.
I might use a fan inspiration on this. Actually, I have my own inspiration. I will use persuasion. And this guy's a fighter, actually, so he does get a D4 on it.
Ooh, it's good that you did that. All right. You get another D4 on it? Okay, roll D4.
Yeah, because it's part of his, it's like an A5E thing that he gets a D4 for influencing other marshals.
Wow. Okay, so when you tell him that, he puts the jug of wine back on the shelf, and he gets the clay, jug of water instead. And you guys rejuvenate your thirst, and you enjoy some crisps. Basically, they're just like, they're like chips, basically. And then you tell them the story.
All right, he'd go the most impressive martial feats, like the Chimera Queen or.
Oh wow! Okay, you going hard on this. All right, yeah. So that you talk to him late into the night, but eventually he realizes he does need to get some sleep. And for the first night in a long time, he goes to sleep without the need of getting himself blacked out drunk.
Perfect. Right. That's the first step, and then we dump out all his stuff. We replace all his wine with grape juice. Okay, is that your play? After he goes to sleep, is you're gonna work on getting all of his wine replaced with grape juice? The first line is him getting him to dump it out himself, but the second line is having a backup plan in place in case he doesn't. I just picture your patron just chilling on her couch, just watching this on like a crystal screen, just like the wolves are hanging out next to her. The one is like, its feelings are so hurt because you said it wasn't worth mounting on the wall. Yeah. All right. So while that's happening,
it's the one that sounds like Bobcat Goldthwait though. That's the. Over at
they know. They should have been able to insight, or they know it was just he's bad alive. Right?
It hurts. He said that about me.
Exactly.
Why these wolves have such low insight? They only need like a passive 9.
So Maya, over at Amazon Boot Camp, day 2, do you want to study
Hey, Canadian Club.
martial prowess, or do you want to study magical prowess?
I guess we'll continue with Macaulay after what she said. We'll go with
Okay.
Marshall.
Okay. So Macaulay explains to you that in battle, consumables is the secret to success. Are you facing off against a creature renowned for its grappling skills? Oil of superiness will be required. And she starts running you through all of this, every instance in her career where consumables have saved her life, and how it feels like quite an investment. But what greater investment is there than your future, than your life, than the safety of those you've sworn to protect? She also admires that you are wearing good armor and that you utilize a shield, which is really good. She makes sure that you have holy symbol on the shield, so that it's one less thing to worry about.
My tracham is my holy symbol.
Okay. She says you're going to need to get a holy symbol on every part of your body. Holy symbol on the neck, holy symbol on the wrist, holy symbol on the shield. It's all about hands. You need to have your hands free for as much as possible. This is your flexibility in melee combat.
Martial arts. You need to multi-class into monk.
I was actually thinking about that, to take off this armor because it's so heavy.
Oh, yeah.
I would actually have one. I would actually have.
I mean,
one
you
more AC.
already have the dex and the wisdom. It wouldn't honestly be.
I would have one more AC than what I have with the shield.
Man, yeah, that wouldn't really be a bad choice, honestly. Okay. Does Maya express that to her, or is this possibly the seeds of that decision later on?
I mean, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see.
That's a tough call.
She does not mention it now.
Okay, fair enough.
It's in her, she takes the information in and keeps it inside, but she doesn't make a comment about it.
Okay. So basically, she explains to you that amongst the Amazon people, there are priestesses of battle, and there are those who wish to show their devotion, but that anything can be made a holy symbol through essentially money, but 25 gold pieces for the ritual, essentially, to make it into a holy symbol. And she explains the virtue of diversification of having that. What if you're disarmed? What if the chakram is stolen? What if the chakram is thrown, doesn't come back to you? What if you're disarmed? What if you're eaten by a monster? You go to 0 in the creature's stomach. You get saved, but everything you were holding is dropped, and now you have to go back into the monster to get your holy symbol back. And she just kind of explains to you that the dependency upon weapons is a fighter's greatest downfall. And she tells you about this famous Amazonian that went full variant human glaive fighter, and then the first fight she was in, that her glaive was taken from her, she was useless. So she explains to you that it's always about adaptability in the field, always having backup plans for your backup plans. It's kind of like getting trained by Batman, it feels like, because it just goes on and on and on, and then it always comes back around with her to consumables. She says, "Do you have a potion of flying on you?"
No.
She just shakes her head, disappointed.
That's enough right there.
Most of the potions I usually hand to the Oren and Andronikos, and them that are, because they're in melee.
She says, "Yes, but these are things that everyone should have. The threats that you're dealing with, my queen, they are such that each and every one of you needs that sort of flexibility in the field. What if a creature took the little bearded baby, what is his name? Meebo. And they took a Meebo and they flew away with him. Like the song I heard, Kira singing, what was it? She melted my heart and my ass cheek. The dragon flew off with him.
So Sibo got taken
You
by
might
a
have been able
dragon
to pursue. You
a
might
while
have been
back,
able to catch
and the dragon tortured
and
him.
bind her to the earth.
She was an acid dragon, so like that's why he looks like shit, like his face.
Consumables.
He got ripped apart. He actually did lose an ass cheek. So,
All right.
yeah.
So over at the college on your second day, you guys encounter a book. This book, you discover, has been misshelved. It is supposed to be in the restricted section.
Motherfucker.
This is the
No,
section.
Timo, don't take it to the restricted section. Just let us go through it.
Okay, all right.
This book, you get the sense
You've been looking for this book for
is
months.
is dangerous. It is not supposed to be in the general collection of books. Yeah. You guys already looked in the restricted section because of your status as famous heroes and your connections to the university and stuff or the Arcane Academy and all that. Bebo, give me an Julian, give me Arcana checks.
I will use a inspiration.
Okay.
Are we not rolling with advantage, or?
Well, I want each of you to roll to see
Okay.
what your kind of takeaway here is.
I will use Deep Inspiration that I've got.
Okay. Okay. You guys rolled high enough to know that the book is obviously dangerous, but not high enough to know why. But
Would
you
me throwing
do
in,
sense
my
that
fat inspiration help.
I mean, I can't tell you, but if you roll it, I will.
Well, you know what's funny is right
Tell
before
Marcus.
this, Julie and I both used a bonus action to give us cure inspiration.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Telemachus is like 2 bookshelves over.
She's actually around town making terrible choices
Yeah.
right now as she processes her grief. Okay.
Oh no.
Telemachus is like 2 shelves over. My friends, I inspire you.
Yeah.
I say that, and the camera cuts to her in Spencicles' bedroom in the garage, in the bedroom above his dad's garage, and she's just staring off into space as he just yammers on in the background. And she's yeah. Anyways, so back to you guys. Yeah, give me that factspiration.
That's a D or D10.
D10 it now. 10 at 10. Yeah, you are now as confident as Sibo that this book has very valuable information, but it is very dangerous. But neither of you knows just how dangerous or in what way it is dangerous.
How big is it? How big is this book?
It is not as big as you. It's about
right.
If anybody remembers what a phone book is.
Oh
it's
yeah.
kinda,
Yeah. We use it to prop the screen door open in the summer.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to take this back to the restrictions section. It doesn't go here.
Okay. So you guys don't want to risk it. You know it's dangerous, so you're just gonna return it.
I start turning around, Julian.
Okay.
There we go.
Get below the surface. It's a better understanding. I
No, but
feel like
it's-
I'm Evie from
Yeah.
Mummy with the book of the dagger.
Now you guys do understand that any book of any sort of value is marked by the library. Like if the books are taken out of the library, alarm spells will go off and things like that. So like you could heist it for sure if you wanted to take it and do it later, but it's obviously probably registered as missing already because it's not in the section it's supposed to be. Or is it? Question
Or
mark.
is it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll sit down and just start reading it if we're.
Oh! Okay.
You just fucking plop down and open that.
I mean, if I'm not supposed to take it back.
So you can just read it, and then there it is. We have
Yeah,
it.
memorize it. Yeah.
Yeah, just.
I mean, if it doesn't kill me.
Imagine how tough it'd be if you get some horrible eldritch knowledge in your keen mind where you can't forget anything.
Oh man. Still remember getting my face burned off by acid.
Hey,
Yeah,
you love
that'd
Punchy.
That'd be pretty rough. That would be pretty rough. Okay, is that the intention then? Do you?
If I can't take it back to the restriction section because Julian doesn't want me to, I mean, we can't. We clearly can't take it out of here. That would be against the rules.
Nice.
All right, if that's the play, Julian, you all right with this? You're not gonna try to stop him?
Let's do it.
Oh my goodness!
Yes.
Oh boy.
Okay. All right.
All right. What do I need to roll?
All right. So as you open the book, you need to give me an intelligence saving throw, a wisdom saving throw, and a charisma saving throw.
Holy shit. What's funny, by the way, is today Andronicus is sitting right next to me.
Oh my god.
No, all right. No, okay. All right. All right.
He comes by the library like, guys, I got this house. What's up with you?
All right. Intelligent wisdom, and then I'm gonna do another inspiration for charisma because I still have minus.
Okay. So far, your brain can handle what it's reading. Your mind remains unshattered, but you do feel the small worm of corruption kind of take seed in your mind.
Easy.
Yeah. But such is the problem with this that it doesn't seem like a problem worth mentioning, if you know what I mean.
Yep. Easy.
Okay. So the book does contain secrets about the world. Secrets that are not meant to be known or discussed.
Oh, okay. I love those kind.
Okay. So essentially, your success at the end of this will determine how many additional secrets you may ask in addition to the knowledge you're trying to find about the fates.
Okay.
All right. And so, the third day. All right. Oren, the third day. Did you stay the night at this dude's house, or?
No, after replacing his wine.
Okay.
Let's see. I guess
I just picture you and Georgos at like 3:30 in the fucking morning, and he's like, "But Ori, where are we going with all this grape juice?" Yeah, fantastic.
Just don't drop the bag again, Georgos.
This is
Can't afford to lose anymore. We need a lot of it. This guy's gonna have a lot
essentially
of wine.
Pudge from Dota.
So, what's your play for the third day?
Or whoever Pudge is based off of from
so we'd head
StarCraft.
by Theros to update him the additional info gained from sparring with him, just to better fine tune the prosthetic. Honestly, he's at this point he's not sure if he even needs it, but if anything, he'd probably say that.
Theros has it ready. He understood how important it was, and that it was a rush job, so he stayed up all night perfecting it. And Stavros, helped him by essentially modeling it and testing it out.
Perfect. Yeah, he'll say to Steros and Stavros, I'm not sure if he even really needs it. He doesn't need it physically. He's more than capable enough in the time that I've spent with him, but there's a mental block which he can't get past. So maybe if it's just there as a sort of placebo. I don't know if I want to give him that when weaning him off another.
When you say that, Steros says, "Placebo." Is not he in the Tower of Praxis?
I don't know if I want to pull him away from one metaphysical crutch while giving him another one physically. What do you think, Steros? Stavros.
Well, Theros is like a little put out that you asked for this thing and then you didn't fucking need it. He knows that you guys don't even use your transformers that he gave you.
Hey, I used it once.
I lost mine once.
Maya stole mine.
Maya has used the owl plenty times.
Well, he loves you. He loves you, Queen Maya.
Maya stole Oren's, so.
I see. So King Stavros says, what is the source of his doubts?
Doesn't think he's adequate.
He built
enough.
us mechanical figurines of wonder, and so I have like a mechanical owl bear.
Once.
She has like a mechanical giant owl or whatever, and so like he's mad that we don't actually use him that often, but Maya does. That's the joke.
I don't think he realizes that he's as good as he is at his skill.
Just tell him to try again. Like Savros just looking at you like, what kind of idiot like gets rejected once and gives up? Not that you're an idiot, like he just can't get it, you know, like you can see he's judging this man pretty hard. Like, who gives up after one try? You know?
I suppose I'll float that to him. All right. Actually, that gives me that does give me an idea. Say, Steros, thank you for your input, and Stavros, thank you for your input, and Steros, your work wasn't in vain. I think this will still be, it could still be of use to him.
It could help him with the discomfort of his condition.
Yes, because he learned to compensate doesn't mean it wouldn't help.
But then if he has learned to fight with his condition, this may set him back, as he has to adjust to its adjustments to him. Do you understand that?
More or less. We'll leave that for day 4, and Oren will turn to leave.
Okay.
All right. Day 4. Oh wait, is it
day 4? It's day 3. It's day 3.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Yeah, he'll leave that for day 4. So day 3, he's gonna go. He's gonna gather. I wonder if he has any pull or any favors he could call in. No, probably not. Try to give him some confidence. Maybe we could bring him to the gladiator arenas. Don't want him to get how aggressive are the gladiator fights in Mitros? Are they like?
They're mostly just a lot of like erotic oiled up wrestling in the off season. That's the most popular. Is the
Okay.
Yeah. And then
like
like sporting events, like a lot of like competitive tasks of skill and speed and things like that. Weightlifting competitions, that kind of thing.
All right, you know what?
Yeah.
He'll go and he'll.
They save the real gruesome shit for like festivals and holidays and stuff like that.
He'll go over to Armis's house early and collect him, greet him, and see if he'll come along to the Centurion, like one of their barracks where they're actually doing probably morning exercises and training. And he'll bring him there and say, tell him to.
He has work. He can't like leave his job. Like,
yes, before that, right? Before.
Like 6
so
early. Okay.
Like in like an hour or two before he has to get to work.
Oh, okay, sure.
Because I assume most of because the soldiers all gotta get to work, so they gotta do their PT in the morning.
He tells you. He says he has a small clay jug with him, and he says, "Can you try this for me? I think my wine has gone bad."
No, this definitely tastes like wine.
Give me a deception check.
I'll use a fan inspiration.
You use fan inspiration if you need to.
Deception.
Oh shit! All right. He says,
He says, but that's besides the point. I thought.
I guess I'll just have water after all. Yeah, and he sets the jug down near just a dude that's just kind of like obviously in need of some wine, and he heads off with you, and you hear behind you says, "This wine is terrible."
Perhaps your taste if refined, and he'll bring him to the training yards, and I guess he will try to. I guess they'll sit there for a while and watch, and he wants to like let him watch people who have already made.
This is like the Mitros like military training grounds.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
But they probably you got like half naked hoplites out like training and throwing javelins.
There's definitely some erotic oiled up nude wrestling going on because but there's a lot of drills going on, and overseeing the drills is a blast.
Drilling.
Is a blast from the past.
Oh,
man.
guys.
All right. He sees you, and he stares hard at you.
Horn will nod at him.
And then he motions to his second to kind of continue observations. And when his second and entourage go to follow him, he shoos them away, and he boldly strides towards you. And he says, Ohlen of Mitros.
Commander Gaius, good to see you again.
I should say it is good to see you. It has been a long time. And you have been up to many things, I have heard.
Have you?
Yes. And he just stares at you like, I know what you did, kind of thing. He says, I have been away from Mitros for some time, as have you. How interesting that we are both here on this day, in this place.
Truly is a fortuitous event. Here to observe the training, see that that you're bringing the best out of the troops of Mitros. I'm sure that you are.
These troops are the youngest and most untested that the city has to offer. The king and queen, in my absence, have sent our more experienced troops abroad to train.
How do you find this newest batch?
I find them to be undisciplined. My focus shifted over to the Sidonite troop and our affiliations with the Order. I left the training of the Hoplites to others. I see that perhaps I shouldn't have.
Yes, I would have relished the opportunity to learn from you in person. Fortunately, I had to pick things up my own.
Who is this man with you? And you see that Hermes is kind of diverting his eyes and kind of looking away.
Let's see. I don't want to approach this. From spending time with him, does Hermes also get the? He's a dock worker, so he probably got some affinity with like Sidon. His wife has turned to Lutheria, so he's kind of like your standard issue.
In his house, when you were dumping out all of his wine and replacing it with grape juice, you got the sense that
perfectly normal thing.
That when you and Georgos were just going through all his personal shit, you guys determined that he and his wife are primarily worshippers of the twins.
Okay. Yeah, let's say
But he did have a shrine to Pythor. He did have a shrine to Pythor.
Nice.
It wasn't as nice as the shrine to Sidon, but he did have one.
This is Hermes, one of the dock workers and mercenaries that helps keep Mitros' commerce running.
He eyes the man, and the man's slight tilt from his diminished leg, and he says, "Why are you at the docks? You have spear and shield. Why are you not here training? Are you a coward?" And at that point, some of the recruits slow down their exercise to eavesdrop. Hermes' face burns red.
Yeah, Warren's watching carefully. Does it seem like what does it seem like Hermes' reaction is? Is it like
he's
away or like rising to the challenge?
He seems ashamed of himself.
Let's see.
How did you get to the age that you are at, and yet not get called to service? Mitros, the namesake of this city, the goddess of civilization, teaches that each able-bodied citizen is the protector of their homeland. The docks do not need protecting if the king and queen have called for every spear and shield to train.
Orin's seeing that Ermis is kind of staying out, not rising to the bait, we'll say, Ermis here has not neglected his duties in perfecting his skills and honing his body. He has faced more challenges than most, and through service of protecting the docks in Mitros and commerce, keeping things safe there, has been able to earn for himself and provide. But that is not to be his last aspiration. He does indeed. He has indeed set the goal of joining up with the Centurions.
The Centurions? Yet he is not even here in Hoplite Train. What is your excuse, man? Is it your deficiency of limb? Do you not see the cripple next to you? What great feats he has achieved with what little he had left. None have an excuse when Orin of Mitros has risen so high from so low.
Yeah, alright, now Orin's watching his reaction, Ermis' reaction, seeing like, now is he getting a little...
Ermis' eyes are just bugging out of his fucking head. Like a few days ago, he's trying to drink himself to death.
Yeah, he's been sober for about 2 days now. Alright, says Ernest doesn't make excuses. I don't think you should expect one. He's here now, and he's ready. He's ready to train if you'll have him. And Orin look at Ermis like meaningfully, like.
Ermis looks fucking shook. And then Commander Gaius says, "Then what are you waiting for, man? Join the drills." Ermis looks at you like you set him up. But not in like a bad way, in like a person realizes there was a surprise party.
To say, Gaius, since I never got never had the honor of being trained by you, would you mind if I join today's lessons as well? I will endeavor to learn as much as possible.
I would like to see you in battle, since I missed you on yonder.
Orin just thinking to himself, like, this guy doesn't know that there's a big-ass turtle that's tag team in for me. Orin just nods, says, yes. I'm sure that a meeting there would have been interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have the best information network, obviously, because, you know, they knew you were on the island, but you didn't know who was on the island, maybe. All right. So, yeah, you spend the day, mostly, I think, helping to train these new recruits. And Ermis is well and beyond any of these young hoplites. And it's very obvious that he is he is easily ready to serve as a hoplite. Would he pass the Centurion training? Well, if we look at the stat block of a raw thug,
level 1 fighter,
versus a raw soldier, yes, he would definitely qualify if he were needed to.
Yeah, Orin's intention of staying behind, of course, is to show that, kind of show in earnest that he wasn't really trying to set him up. He wasn't trying to set him up as like a gotcha, now you're in the army. But
obviously, yeah.
Yeah, but showing him that he wanted to bring him by here to show him like he's ready, like that. Just to look at the skills of these people that are already in, and let him see that he can make it. Show him that the only deficiency he has is in his mind. And if Warren can, he'll try and get a training session one-on-one with a guy. Well, not one-on-one, but see if he can get a duel with guys.
Oh, that's what you're doing. Okay. Yes, you may use your fighter ability to ask 3 questions about Gaius.
Nice.
And you need to give me either a performance or another attack roll fueled by charisma, as far as kind of impressing Ermis with, like, yeah, I'm fighting alongside you, bro. Kind of deal.
Okay. Come on, I should have something for this, dang it. Let's see. We'll just roll it, see what we can get. Charisma Spear.
Mm-hmm. And this is a social check with another fighter. You can add your D4 to it.
Nice.
Okay, so 15 is more than enough to impress this basic bitch man. So.
Okay, and then when we fight Gaius, we go all out.
Also, I didn't even throw up the art. There's Ermis, by the way. So.
Nice. Oh, nice.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Just every man, just every dude. There he is. He's 5'10". He weighs 170 pounds. He has undetermined color skin, just sort of this beautiful, bronze. Bronze. Yeah, exactly. Brown eyes, brown hair. He could be any man.
Mm-hmm.
He could be every man.
He'd be a full 200 if he had a leg.
Oh God.
Damn. He has a leg. He has a smaller leg. Okay, he has a smaller leg. So
not everyone can live a nutrient-rich upbringing around it.
Yeah, just full of worms.
Oh, the protein, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man. Steve-O had to eat his younger brother because of the hard winter, but it's fine. So listen. What are the 3 things you want to know about Commander Gaius?
So let's see.
Per your fighter's abilities.
All right. Let's go. First things first, we'll do armor class. Is it greater or less than 19?
It's greater than 19.
This
dude's strapped with some good fucking gear.
Greater.
It's greater than 19, yes.
All right. Fighter class levels, greater or less than 11?
You would place this man at probably level, if he had a fighter level equivalent, probably level 16.
Damn.
Okay. And then...
Damn.
Let's see. Dexterity could be interesting. Does he have a higher or lower dex than 20?
He has a lower dex than 20.
Okay. Strength fighter.
All right.
I wish this thing gave better specific. But yeah, all right. That's what he gets. But whenever he spars,
paladin.
Yeah, he's a paladin.
He is a paladin.
See, Oren will spar with them. I mean, it's Commander Gaius, so obviously he's probably gonna get beat, but he'll try to hold his own.
Okay. Yeah, I would say that you would definitely put up a good fight with him, but as a single level 11 going up against the CR16, probably.
he whips out the boops on me.
Yeah, so he will roll a charisma attack roll against you.
Paladin's gonna roll a charisma attack roll, huh?
Yeah, let's see.
Is he a Hexblade?
All right, so you get the sense that you could definitely hold your own against him, and it was really close.
Nice.
Well, okay, give me an insight against DC 23. he's basically doing to you what you did to Ermis, essentially. Oh yeah, shit, dude.
I could beat this guy right now.
If it came down to it, you could solo Gaius.
Hell yeah. Or it'll file that away.
Yeah.
If they're on the couch just shaking their head, yeah.
The question is was he 16 when there was a mustache thrown on him?
Oh yes, he was.
Yes, okay, yeah, I see.
That's why I was very concerned.
Yes, we were small boys then.
Yeah, I was very concerned at the time. Yeah. So, all right.
Okay,
cool.
he was beyond 10 feet.
Yeah, there you go. We learned.
We learned quick.
Yeah.
And then just to because
So early in the campaign, we were in a meeting
Sarah's
with
brought
this
it up,
guy.
Warren will send his. He uses Onyx figurine to send the
we
dog back
we were in
as
a
a
meeting with
messenger
this guy,
to
and Julian was trying to
let one of
impress
the
his
see if we can get
goddess of
somebody from
trickery.
the Stormbreaker to cover.
And
the
during the
shift of,
conversation, he
hermits.
prestidigitated a mustache
Dogspur
on this
being
guy,
not there.
and he like immediately was like,
Okay.
"Fuck this," and rolled into initiative. And we're like, "Holy
Over
shit,
at Amazon Training
he's gonna
Camp,
kick our asses!" And then
today's
he's like,
Magic
"Oh
Day.
wait, I wasn't within 10 feet. I couldn't have done it."
Valis
And
says,
yeah, just it was that.
Maya.
It was a moment that could have
Of
turned
all
this
the most
campaign really
irksome
quickly.
things that I've encountered in my journeys through the plains, my time as a goddess in the service of these people, there are two things that vex me even more than my sister, Kira. Do you know what they are?
No, I'm not sure.
The first is anti-magic zones. Even a god can be rendered somewhat powerless in their presence. Some exist as natural phenomenon or permanent anomalies throughout the plains. Others are manufactured by wizards. But some creatures, aberrations that go against the natural order of all things, are able to create them innately. Such creatures might even be in the service of others. She gives you a meaningful look. With your incredible insight and her incredible insight, she's like 100% talking about the Guardians of the Fates.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She says,
who we fought
what a lot
and
of
shit
people
on
don't
us.
understand is these consumables that
Who
Magalia
100%
went
shit on
at
us
length
earlier.
about. Most of those are also magical in nature. They think that the magic that is being suppressed is only the spells being cast, but it is the items upon which we have come to rely. The same items you disparaged a dependency on in her lecture to you yesterday. But as she did so and then praised the consumables, she did not understand that those too are fueled by magic.
Yeah.
However, there are such natural remedies that can be made and purchased and assembled that exist outside of the dependency of magic. Here in Thylea, magic is drawn from the Nyx. In other worlds, it is something called the weave. I suppose in a way, the loom, the tapestry of fate, is, in its own way, the weave, woven with threads of magic harvested from the Nyx. If you were to face such creatures, and I imagine perhaps someday you may, she gives you a look that says, aren't I being so coy? I'm telling you stuff without, telling you stuff. Wink, wink. And she says, it is always good to keep on hand consumables. And she smiles, looking over at Makalia, who's training with Krina, that do not rely on anything but themselves to work. While they lack the potency that magic might provide, they can always be depended on to do what they were made to do. In such the same way, you need to become confident in the abilities that you have and that your allies have that do not rely on magic. Play out for yourselves such combats, such encounters, such challenges, and ask yourself, how would you resolve them were magic to never play a part? Do this often, do this enough, and you will begin to see the gaps in your own defenses. areas that you never knew you were lacking, that you could prepare for far in advance.
Mm-hmm.
Enemies that rely on anti-magic often find themselves ill-prepared for adversaries who are prepared to deal with them. Does that make sense?
Yes, that was the main reason why I wanted to do this training.
I
As a
see.
form of preparing for it.
Good.
Which has been very fruitful.
I understand that there is a man named Bicycles that you have recruited. I believe he was excommunicated from the Arcane Academy for his radical ideas and beliefs in the sciences. You may take this opportunity to encourage that line of studies. Perhaps he could bear fruitful inventions that could help you against this potential pitfall.
Okay.
Nice.
The other thing that you should be cautious of, and my second most vexing thing, is the God's damned counterspell. There is nothing more embarrassing than being counterspelled by an enemy, especially if that enemy is immortal. For that,
Julian.
Yes?
I've seen Julian use it many times.
Yes. His mother is a big fan of such a thing. She said, I would never repeat the words, but it was a vulgarity about making personal waste down someone's throat is the equivalent of a good counterspell. For that reason, you must always be wary of your placement on the battlefield. And then she proceeds to tell you things that I assume Dom would know about counterspelling. 65 feet distance.
Ready to spell and then come out of cover.
Blinding them. Yeah, running to full cover to cast spells if you can get away with it. Having bullshit consumables on hand, like low-level scrolls and stuff that don't matter to try to like coax out a counterspell. You know, things like that. But with her explaining it, you feel that Maya is now more empowered to use Dom the player's meta knowledge of best counterspelling techniques, kind of thing.
Nice.
For sure. And you get the sense that she really doesn't like counterspells. Like if there was a petition for gods to sign to get rid of counterspells, she probably would have signed it.
Cleric doesn't like counterspells. You know, who would have thought? Yeah.
Yeah, she proposes a system where you can attempt to counteract other people's magic, but it still requires a great deal of skill and effort and sacrifice to successfully pull it off. And then she goes on to tell you about Pathfinder 2e, her system of D&D. If Valis
You got a group going.
If Valis was allowed to design a role-playing game, it would
Have you
definitely
heard
be
the good word?
Yeah. So
Oh,
I think that's actually perfect. If Valis designed a tabletop game, it would be Pathfinder 2e. If Kyra designed one, it would for sure be 5th edition D&D. But Kyra, how do we do this? I don't know. Make it up.
With theirs, it'd be Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah. You never win. You just get to enjoy your suffering until the end. As it was meant to be. All right, fair enough. So, any specific questions for her? Otherwise, she just lectures you at length about those particular topics.
No.
Okay.
I'm good to go.
Okay. So, back at the university, on your third day of research, there's nothing out of the ordinary that occurs. Do you return the book or do you keep the book?
Keep.
You keep it?
Yep.
All right. Okay. So.
Are you entirely sure that's wise, Sibo? I mean, you've got it memorized. Do we need to keep the book for reference?
Sibo
Just take the knowledge.
Sibo looks down his front and turns around and looks behind him and says, "Do I look like Maya to you?"
No, you're Sibo.
Then wise isn't the thing I'm gonna do.
Before we started, you were all keen on putting it back where it belonged, and now you want to take it out of the library.
There's a lot of good things in here. I mean, I don't have time to read it all.
Okay.
I mean, Sibo, you feel that with the absence of your patron,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, like, the knowledge in this book could fill in the gaps of the teaching that she was unable to give.
There's a lot of holes that can be filled with this book. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, as you guys complete your 3 days of research, each of you drops 350 drachmae, 50 for access to the library and its restricted books, and then another 300 each to pump those bonuses up to a fucking +6, so +12 total. Which of you is going to roll the Arcana check with advantage and add a +12 to it?
I believe it's me.
Okay.
All right. I'm doing it, and
I believe it's Sibo as well.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Okay. Also, while I'm rolling that, I say, and he didn't want the 10th punch in the card?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What?
We're getting off topic here with the research. I don't know if you should have a, knock it down to a +11. Sounds like.
This is when we're on break.
Okay.
It's all right.
Great.
All right. So with your +12, and your very high normal bonus and advantage, you still only managed to learn 3 pieces of lore about the Fates, and then 1 piece of restricted lore about the world.
Okay.
So you guys can decide what those are going to be while we go in and check in on Oren.
Perfect. All right.
All right.
All right, Oren. At the end of the 3rd day, Gaius says, approaches the man, Hermes, and says, "I've been told that you fought well. You are wasted guarding the docks, and you are far too skilled to be a novice hoplite. I would ask that you make preparations to join the more experienced hoplites in the countryside. There is apparently a war on the horizon. The city will need protecting." He just looks stunned. And then Gaia says, "Things are too hectic for you to join up with the Centurions, but every journey begins with those first steps. I hope you remember that when walking a path, if you stumble, you get up and you keep walking." And Hermes nods and salutes, and then kind of heads to, leave, but you see him waiting by the gate for you, Orin.
Yeah, Warren, let's see. Gwenda Gaius, thank you for your time today. I appreciate your expertise and your discerning eyes.
Orin of Mitros, might I ask you a question?
Or not.
So the Fates
What
took
is it that you,
Sibo's
your
patron,
founders, hope to achieve?
and who was empowering him, Versi? Where's she at?
This is a world
Versi,
in peril.
who is the daughter of
Do you not
one of the
understand?
two titans that are running things and are bad.
I think
And
we're
she's the
both
daughter,
looking for
she's
the
the
same
oracle.
thing.
And she's
It's
gone. The
Bodhi,
Fates took
Thylea.
her. She sacrificed herself
We
to
might
save the
disagree on
party.
how to get it.
And he still has power, so she's around, but he can't reach out to her
You
hope
go
that-
and
against
communicate with her.
the gods.
Not against all of the gods.
So he's going to ask
He,
about that.
looks at
How is
his,
she not available, but he
symbol
still has
of Sidon
power?
emblazoned on his toga and his shield, and he says, Sidon has protected this city, lent it its strength. He has delivered calm winds, good rains. The prosperity of the city owes much to him. For 5 centuries, we have paid him tribute, and he, in turn, has shown his benevolence to us. I am a proud member of his order. The Order of Sidon shows a unification of the old and the new. And with the arrival
Yeah.
of King Acastus' dragons, we revive the Dragonlord order of old, and it becomes something greater than it was before. No longer opposed to the gods, but in service to them. But you and your companions, you undermine all of this. Why?
Hmm. You speak of Sidon's benevolence, and yet you overlook the many instances where his overreach and lust for power have done the exact opposite of promote the peace and prosperity that you're seeking.
Now as you address me, is it as Orin of Mitros, son of the city? Or is it as Lutheria's champion?
I address you as a friend of the city and as a champion of a god.
Why would Lady Lutheria support you if you oppose her husband?
I cannot hope to glean insight into the lady's intentions or plans. I'll leave that to others and simply do my part.
Oh man, when you say that, you know that he kind of respects that. Like the whole like, I'm just going to do what I'm told to do. Quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, Orin kind of gets the vibe that, I mean, he's running his insight, but he gets kind of the vibe that Gaius is a true believer, and were things different, maybe he wouldn't be an adversary, to be honest.
All right. Gaius says, you, like your lady, are a mystery. But you did a good thing by that man today. I will remember that.
You and I both hate to see potential go to waste.
All right. He is called away by people, and he nods to you, and he heads away.
Yeah, or nods and goes to find Ermis.
Okay. Artemis is overwhelmed, but now he's kind of crying a little bit, and he says, "If only I had not driven her away, I could show my wife. I could tell her that I am enough. I am going to make her proud of me. I am going to honor our family and the memory of my father."
Hmm. Yes, you've been set on a path now. I think. So, sorry. Oh, see, he's being basically sent to training outside the city. How far outside the city are they going?
His division is going to be up near the Autumn Tower.
For those that don't
How
play,
long would you expect to be
OOC
gone?
means out of character, so he's
It's gonna be-
asking as the
it's gonna be gone
player
for weeks.
to get more quantification before he goes back into character.
He'll say, I think for now you should make preparations, and you should think about what you want your life to look like in the next year, 2 years, or 5 years. And perhaps when you have developed a plan, you will be better equipped to reunite with her.
Yeah, okay.
And now, after dropping Ermis off to his house, doesn't know how much he wants to get involved with the actual relationship dynamics. It's not really his area of expertise.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah, so when you return, the priestess says, "How goes your mission for the faith?"
I don't think he'll be sucking down a bottle for a good long time. He's got other priorities now. He'll be leaving the city for several weeks to find a new use of his skills and an honest living. Do you think that you could inform his wife of this? And I know that she might not be in a state where she wants to meet him now, but perhaps let him know that he's working towards something better, and give her the option of if she wants to wait and see what results of him, or if she wants to speak with him now. He leaves soon.
You
I will leave it.
believe that he is no longer a danger to the woman? Yeah, I always forget that Lutheria priestesses are like goth dominatrix nuns, but yeah.
I'll throw an insight out, but
check so many boxes.
I know, right?
Yeah, right.
Punch so many tickets.
Orn will throw out that insight, but I think the vibe that he gets is that Ermis he's got these violent tendencies and things that seem like they probably stem from a lack of direction and then the alcoholism doesn't help. So if those two have relatively been mixed.
Well, you know that during training, your hoplites are, kind of responsible for their own food and drink kind of thing, but that they do not tolerate any sort of disorderly conduct. So.
Yeah.
Also historically, hoplites were actually responsible for their own food and water. It was one of the weaknesses of the of Greek armies, is that they didn't have like regimented like food, and like it was all kind of like, here's your school supply list, everybody.
Oh no, everybody was blowing it all on meat and feta cheese and.
Right, yeah. So you had these young men that were like, what do I need to survive? It's,
it's like
5 bags of Cheetos. Yeah,
it's the Greek equivalent of ramen noodles and
yeah. But still, their superior officers would be like, would not tolerate any sort of drunkenness and things like that. He's gonna be up there in those mountains. He's gonna be training his ass off.
Oh yeah.
And you as a former soldier know that for most people that are wildly undisciplined, unfocused, the military is the solution.
Yeah, he'll say, if you're looking for my input, I don't think she should meet with him before he leaves. She should just be informed of his progress, and she should let the results speak for themselves. I'm confident that they will, but I think he needs time, and I'm sure she needs time as well.
Then can she return to the home after he leaves?
I don't see an issue with that. He'll be out sometime, and I'll have his, I'll let him know to write back regularly. She can choose to read the letters or not.
Excellent. You have taken an unpredicted approach to this issue.
Wait,
I am sure.
This isn't what you had in mind.
I am sure it pleases Lady Lutheria.
Oren's confused on that. He was like, it's the obvious approach to take. What do you mean?
All right. Based on your outcome of your religious service, you may make one more either charisma attack roll or an intelligence religion check.
Wow. We're gonna do the charisma attack roll.
Okay.
Every time scrolling through my stuff, like, how come I don't have anything that helps my charisma, really? Alright, let's throw it out there.
Well, the idea of a team is that you guys fill in the gaps for each other. But when you're off doing your own thing, you know,
Yeah, but I got like seven.
That's when you get an appreciation for being a part of a team. You know.
That's why we keep Julian around.
Ow! I mean, you could have lied and been like, well, that is good looks, but no, just like, he can talk. He's a motor mouth.
Can't do a D4 on there?
She is not a warrior, or a fighter. She's a priestess.
Yeah, this is, I've been working with the fighters a lot, you know?
That's why you got to roll an attack roll. Alright, so despite all of your hard work,
it sucks, I could re-roll it.
you have earned one favor. Oh, okay, you want to re-roll? Alright.
Wait, no.
What? Are you sure? Okay.
I'll re-roll it.
Okay. You gotta keep the new roll.
Alright. Let's see.
Oof.
Shit.
Oof. Well, what I meant to say was, you have impressed them with your efforts. The end.
Yeah, that's good enough for Warren.
Alright, fair enough.
Nice.
Okay. Maya, with your training here with these people, you may display to each of your instructors what you have learned by bullshitting each check that you make and how it would apply to the lessons that each teacher taught you.
All right. For I guess we'll go in order. For Corinna teaching, talking about getting into cover and making sure that I stay a good distance away and things like that. I guess maybe I'll try and do Okay, would you a wisdom acrobatics check?
A wisdom acrobatics check?
Yeah,
Why
so like the idea is about, okay, I from what she's told me, the idea of being able to quickly get into cover when I realize that a certain issue is happening.
And being able to identify and spot that cover.
Spot danger and then get into cover.
Okay. Okay. All right. I will accept a Wisdom Acrobatics check to impress Karina.
Nice.
All right. Oh, no, hold on. All right. Wisdom. Oh, I think I might have rolled it twice.
We rolled a performance initially.
Okay, hold on. There it goes.
Okay. Oh yeah. So 19 is good. It's good. And Corinna is flattered that you paid attention to her lessons.
Okay. All right. For Macaulay, talking about consumables. I guess maybe a medicine check to talk about how how to administer them and drink them and making sure my hands are free to use them properly.
Okay. Oh man. It seems that despite being her queen, she feels that you have not grasped the importance of consumables or taken her lessons as seriously as they should have been taken.
All right. Okay. And then for Valis, maybe a nature check to look at. Okay, looking for different ways of making consumables that aren't reliant on magic.
Okay.
All right, so here would be a nature.
Okay. Valis is impressed that you understood her lessons and have taken them to heart. You receive an inspiration from Valis. That inspiration must be used in relation to anti-magic or counterspells.
Okay. All right.
All right.
So
it does not count against your normal inspirations.
Okay.
So you could have 3 inspirations and still have this Valis magic-related inspiration off to the side.
Shade's counterspell that much.
Yep.
It's willing to break.
So each of them was a DC 20, and each one that you got, you would have gotten an inspiration specific to that topic, essentially.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So over at the college.
Oh yeah.
What are the 3 questions and the 4th bonus question that you were going to ask?
Wait, so again, he didn't want the 10th punch on the card? I don't. All right, so
I know. I mean, we can go there right after we get done here. Just totally unwind.
Just get done, yeah, right? I'm down.
All right.
All right. So question number 1 is, all right, find out. Since he's kind of running, Siba would immediately start trying to look for what did they do with Versi, right? She's not gone because he still has his magic and he can still do the things that she gave him, but he can't contact her. So he's going to look for something that can maybe explain what that is, where she's at, and how he can maybe get her back or figure that out.
Right. Okay. Let's see. All right. So the answer to that question is likely a type of magic.
Thank you, Matt.
Called soul trapping.
Soul trapping. Okay.
Essentially, powerful beings know that death is too easy to evade. So, if you truly want to deal with an enemy, you trap their soul, which essentially removes them from the playing field.
Okay.
Generally, that soul is kept in a gemstone or other crystal.
Okay.
Or in some cases a clay pot or a vase. Unfortunately, souls must be stored in very fragile containers.
Okay.
No one knows why. But generally, the more powerful the soul, the more fragile the container.
Oh, interesting.
If the container is found and it is destroyed, the soul is freed. But while the soul is trapped, it cannot be reached. It cannot be communicated with.
Yep.
It cannot be put back into a body.
Okay.
Even the goddess Lutheria would not be able to do anything about it, which would be very vexing to her.
Right. Okay.
It represents to her stealing from her.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Such magics are never performed by mortals because you must be able to command power at the 6th level of magic or higher. See also Magic Jar, the spell.
Magic Jar. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Number 2 then. Julian and Sibo would be looking for anything we could use as vulnerabilities, be it energy, be it magic, be it internal conflicts, be it anti-fate weapons. Since we have anti-giant and anti-titan, we assume that there could be maybe that.
Gotcha. So the 3 fates, Nuna, Decima, and Granny Morta, they are all seeing, but as a consequence of being all seeing, they see all, but they are blind because of that.
Okay.
To overcome this blindness, they crafted for themselves a eye with which they can see things that are near them. But they share the eye amongst the 3 of them.
Okay.
Thinking back to, your encounter with them, you do recall
that eye, yeah.
Yeah, that there is a hollow socket, cyclopean eye socket on each of the fates, and that there was an eye light that would sort of disappear from one and appear on the other. Whether or not the eye is magical or it is an actual physical item, or perhaps a little bit of both, is unknown.
Mhm.
But as spellcasters, you guys know that being unable to see your target in the 5th Age of Magic is one of the worst things ever for spellcasters.
Every fucking fight. Oh my god.
Right.
Yeah.
So it is likely that they can compensate for this with their strong physical might, but that only one of them would be able to see to target with spells at a time, and should you find a way to neutralize that eye, that would render all 3 of them blind.
Okay.
That would be their greatest I don't want to say known weakness, but hypothesized weakness.
Okay. And obviously they're vulnerable to fire. That's what I heard you say as well. That was
no, they actually, you saw no indication that they were vulnerable to any type of damage.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But nor did you see that they were
resistant,
as being immune.
Immune, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Come on, dude. This is their magic.
Listen,
everybody's got a couple of resistances.
That's what I meant. I meant immune.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Hermes probably has 2 or 3 resistances.
They are for sure all resistant to magic in general.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, you think that their greatest weakness would probably be blinding them.
Okay. We have a third, but I wanted to ask. We would have had time to go to speak with everybody before coming back the 3rd day, correct?
I would assume that if you guys made arrangements, each night, except for the night that Oren was replacing wine with grape juice, you guys would have been able to meet up. Probably at Andronikos' sweet new house.
Right. Okay.
As he's preparing it for the housewarming party.
Okay, then
Oren's walking in with Georgos. They've got like 6 or 7 big jugs of wine.
Yes.
Look, we got you set up good. Real nice, Andronicus. Here you go.
Housewarming party.
Oren, that's quite a housewarming gift. Allow me to take that off your hands.
Sibo and Julian would then have asked Oren and Maya and Andronicus if they had anything particular that they wanted us to look for. We do have a third question, but I wanted to offer that slot to a conversation we might have had.
Pertaining to the fates, right?
Yep.
What were the restrictions on the question?
Well, do you two make the rest of them aware of the any one question?
Nope.
Caveat? Oh, okay. Fair enough.
wait. What's the anyone question caveat? Just to make sure.
That's coming from the book that you
The restricted. Nope.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Fair enough. All right.
I don't even let Julian know that.
Oh, dang. Okay. Okay. So what is the yeah? So you guys have one question about the fates you could ask.
You got anything?
I'm thinking.
I do have a question. So with Julian and I did talk about, we do have a third question. So if there's nothing, we can ask a question, but I wanted to offer it up.
I don't think I really have anything, I guess.
And then I don't know, Maya, learning what you would learn from your training trio. Is there anything extra about like the anti-magic stuff that I don't know. Yeah, I was just.
Well, there's a couple stuff that we kind of figured out when we were there. Like it seemed like the anti-magic was coming from the Guardian's mouth.
Yep.
Like they were open, so I already have that. I don't know if we could maybe use this to confirm it, but I don't know if I don't waste it on that.
Right.
About the fates, I kind of want to know like if there's any like idea of how they are corrupted. How could they be corrupted?
Okay.
I don't know if that's a thing, but
that
could just be magic. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that kind of aligns with we were going to ask an agenda question. What's their agenda? Where did their agenda come from? That could align with that if it's worded correctly, or I guess.
I mean, we know. I don't know. Well, that's up to Crash to see how that answers. But I don't know if we'll find out anything new from them about agenda that isn't like the common knowledge. But hey, maybe we will.
Right.
I mean, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Either their agenda or how they're corrupted. But I don't know how would we get that from.
Get that? Yeah, with the book. Well, it's a history book, right? I mean, obviously, it's a history book. Okay, then I think that we'll do what is, I guess, a combo of those. What happened?
Well, research is not just the finding of knowledge, but then the
analysis
analysis, and then building theories.
Yep.
From that knowledge.
Yeah, and then quantifying it or proving it or disproving it. So my question would then be, I like where that starts. How did the corruption come about, and has it created any hidden or secret or unusual agendas beyond just managing fate? And if there's any way to quantify that, yeah.
The recurring theme that you find in your research is that all things are fallible and that nothing lasts forever. And that the fates, in their long service, faltered. That it is just an unfortunate thing. That if you had a ship and you never repaired it, it would eventually sink.
Yep.
If you had a child that you never fed, they would not grow up to an adult. They would die. And so on and so forth. Your best guess is that they were left unmanaged, unattended, and to their own devices. And in time, they lost their way.
Okay.
Is there an agenda? They are godlike beings. It is hard for a mortal to grasp at what would motivate them. But in your time with them, in your interactions with them, and in the stories you read of their cruelties, they seem to delight in the suffering of those who would be desperate enough to seek them out for aid.
Okay.
They seem to delight in their ability to corrupt others and spread their corruption to others through this sort of abuse of trust and this manipulation of needs.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So if you were looking for a motive, it just seems to be to spread their corruption to others, to see others fall as they have fallen.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So then you have one secret question. Do you want to secretly ask me, or do you want to?
I want to ask you in front of everyone so they know what I'm asking, but then I want you to tell me in secret.
Oh, okay.
All right, just to be that kind of a dick. Yeah.
All right. So what is the question that you are going to ask based on what you read in that book that threatened your soul, your sanity, and your sense of self?
The Titans that went missing, and the names have been reproduced. Where the fuck did they go?
We already know where the Titans went, right?
Do we?
We know where each of them are.
Yeah.
Do we?
Well.
Yeah. You have a hit list of. I think you've been
locations.
Yeah, you've been yashing us too much, bro.
No. But we know the names have been reused from. So.
Yeah, we know just off the top of my head. I know Halcyon's in the volcano. Talos is dragging along. Lutheria's party boat. Somebody's holding up the Tower of Praxis. The guy that's one of them's holding up the Tower of Praxis.
But wasn't there a Yala, and then there's this other Yala?
Yeah, because we know that there was a Yala. That was one of their sisters.
Where's that first Yala?
In on the island in the Nether Seas.
Yeah, I think
trapped on the island in Nether Seas.
Yeah, I think most of them are on the Isle of Oathbreakers. Like 3 or 4 of them are on there, I think.
All right, then fine. Where the fuck did the 5 come from, and how does it relate to the day that the dragons went away?
Oh boy.
Okay. All right. Hop into secret chat.
Okay. All right.
Oh my god!
All of you guys leave chat. You guys can't be in my stream. I know they're not in my stream. It's okay. Okay.
Back and forth. You know the general gist.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but I'll tell you again, kind of the whole story here.
Okay.
Yeah. So, they were among the strongest dragons of the Dragonlords.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and their leader, who would become Mitros, she bamboozled the twins via a game of 20 squares.
Okay.
And stole the stolen domains of power.
Okay.
And
that I didn't know.
And she used that to turn herself, her husband, and 4 of her children.
Okay.
Because, Narcissus. Yeah. Into gods.
Okay.
So that they would be essentially like nuclear war. I have nukes now.
Yep.
You have nukes now. Do you really want to fire some fucking nukes right now?
Okay.
Yeah. And then there was an agreement, which is the very powerful, mind-shattering god bureaucracy type thing.
Right.
Never to speak of the oh no, if people are watching your stream, are they gonna get these spoilers? Oh shit.
Yeah, but they know. That's fine. Yeah.
Wait, but what if the others are watching?
I told them to get out of chat if I'm going over there. So that they were warned. They were warned.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big spoiler. Yeah. So yeah, that's the situation. And the agreement was that no one could speak of what happened because mortals don't need to know how divinity works.
Okay.
They don't need to know how easy it was for mortals to bamboozle the gods.
That makes sense.
That was part of the bargaining as well. Is like, yeah, it wasn't just stand down or we'll fire our nukes. It's stand down or we'll tell everyone what happened.
What happened? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's the real trump card that kind of forced them into the Pact of Peace.
Okay. I like that.
And that's part of why Silent's so fucking mad.
Right.
Yeah.
And why if I said something he would strike me down instantly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, if, honest to God, if you told anybody what you know before the pact ends, like, you'll just get taken out. Like, they will just come for you.
All right, and I'm gaining that information as well via learning this.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess then, because I kind of guessed the Mitros was Belmetria, and the Kyra was the name that what's his name kept saying. How did the horn come about? Did she die and get turned back into a dragon, and then the horn? Like, I was really confused about the horn of Belmetria being.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So when she died, which is to say, she gave up her immortal body, right? Like, they respawn after 2 weeks when they die.
Right.
That's
okay.
That's how the Gods of the Sitting works. She gave up that ability. She gave up literally everything to sort of lay down like further power and protections amongst like her children and her husband to kind of boost them up even more.
Got it. Okay.
So she made this like huge sacrifice to do that. In doing so, she left behind her remains, which is, so they were almost like divine dragon bones.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, and then it is from the tip of one of her horns that the horn of Belmetria was made.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I appreciate it. All right.
It's very important that none of you ever watch Sibo's stream.
Right. I was Sibo's biggest fan.
No. This one particular episode, right?
Well, yeah. Don't ever watch that. Don't ever watch that. Okay.
I'll enlist it after the game.
All right. So, with all of that settled, you guys, I guess, meet up at Andronikos' manor house on that last night, on that third night. Is there anything that you guys would do on that third night? I mean, I could paint for you a very sad scene of Andronikos trying to joyously kind of show you his house, but every room holds memories of the family that he has lost. So it's very much like just hanging out with Bruce Wayne at his mansion.
Like, I want to see the Bat Cave.
Like, every room he goes, every time he walks into a room, he just gets more sad as like memories replay associated with that room.
No, and now it's clown snakes.
Yeah, so he's trying his best to be a good host, but you can tell that he is haunted.
Well, I'm there for it. I don't really have any specific things though, I suppose.
You still got this 10th punch, Oren?
I think after a certain point, Sibo and Julian peace out.
Oh man! All right. So when you walk into the Siren's Roost, you are greeted by Ambrosia, and she is very happy to see you guys. But you do see that there are 2 guest dancers on stage, and the crowd is rowdy AF. They thirstier than some Baldur's Gate 3 fans for these 2 dancers. You see on the stage the greatest breast in all of Thylea. Her dancing partner, one of the most talented dancers in life. He retained those skills even in death.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They recognize you guys and wave from the stage.
I know where I'm going.
what happens next is an amazing night that could be summed up by a roll on the carousal table, or we could just, leave it to our imaginations.
Oh no, let's do some rollies.
I think we're doing rollies. I'm down for rollies.
Shit. You guys know that this tables ain't safe no more.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Have fun with that.
Okay.
I mean, it's back to Mitros, you know?
Yeah.
All right. I will need each of you to roll me a D223.
Ooh, all right.
Because that's how carousal do.
223.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I did that right. Yeah.
Okay.
100 more than me.
All right. Let's see. I will read both and then reveal the least bad one first.
The least bad one.
Does anyone else? Does anyone else go carousing with these two?
Orin will go, but not to carouse.
Oh, but not to carouse. Okay.
He'll be
fair.
hanging out.
All right. Fair enough. Yeah, that seems fine. And then what do we got here? All right. Oh.
Oh god.
All right. So, okay. Sibo.
Oh, fuck. All right.
It's a wild night, and eventually, between the alcohol, the drugs, the card punching, the massages, the sauna, the hot tubs, you wake up in the morning, nestled between you and you're nestled between Nessa and a very beautiful Minotaur woman.
Okay.
And as you kind of extract yourself from the furry pile and kind of attend to your morning,
Nessa is
things,
Sibo's
visiting the pop, that sort of
partner.
thing, you do see that there is a note on the table.
Uh-oh.
It is addressed to you.
Okay. I'm always curious. I open it.
Okay. It says, "I won't forget what you did. Thank you.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Signed, Commander Gaius."
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
What did you do?
I don't know. Okay.
It's the least bad? Oh god.
Okay, I guess keen mind, I don't remember anything.
That's how carousal works.
I
bro.
know.
Brain's gotta be recording.
You carouse so hard that you just kind of like disconnect, then reconnect later.
It's probably the first time Sibo's ever blacked out.
Yep. Yeah, it's the first time I didn't have to think about Ventus turning me up. Okay, I'll tidy that. Oh, is anybody else here besides Nessa and the Minotaur? Do I get the Minotaur's name, by the way?
Oh, did you get the Minotaur's name? I mean,
Yeah.
you were blacked out. No.
No.
Yeah.
See if they write it on their underwear.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Check their fucking tag.
What an assumption in the age of togas that they would bother wearing underwear.
I checked to see if they've been branded.
Oh goodness! Oh my goodness!
All right. I will seek out Julian if I can.
All right.
Yeah.
So you go downstairs, and the person kind of managing the desk informs you that Julian of Mitros left last night, and they have not seen them since. So then the camera cuts across town.
Okay.
To the Temple of Lutheria.
Oh
no.
He's just here for communion, you know.
So
I don't think that's what it was.
If it's Temple of Theros, it probably was.
Lutherian communion, dear Lord.
Yeah, it lines up pretty well.
So as you wake up and look around, you find yourself stark naked in the orgy section of the temple. You can hear that morning services are happening, and this is the more maidenly aspect of Lutheria, where they are talking about love and devotion, you know, the joys of motherhood and the rigors of childbirth. They're basically doing like baby Lamaze classes.
Julian will look around and realize this is not a place he wants to be or to be seen. He'll gather up his things and he will get out of there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. As you are gathering up your things, you hear someone say, "Oh, don't forget your other sandal." And you look over and you see this completely normal priestess of Lutheria. And she says, "Everyone deals with grief in a different way. I hope you were able to find some peace last night."
Definitely got a piece.
Do I get the sense that I had sex with Lutheria through this priestess last night?
I mean, you carouse, so you have to kind of fill in the gaps yourself.
Okay. Do I get the sense that I'm like, is she waking up naked and Lutheria's still in there?
Well, she is wearing her ceremonial garb, which is less like dominatrix nun and more like sexy evil priestess kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of ephemeral silks and things like that. But she does kind of just sort of stare at you, and she does have you do see on her forehead the this third eye kind of open and looking.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Julian will say, I guess I needed this then. I suppose I didn't allow myself to know that I needed this release.
Mm-hmm.
But still, this doesn't look. These are not good optics. So he's going to get dressed. He's going to duck into a dark corner, and hopefully no one's looking. And he's going to cast Disguise Self on him, and knowing full well Lutheria would still be able to see through it. But the idea is to not
be seen as a famous adventurer leaving a
Lutheria orgy.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Word's gonna get around. That can't be helped. But if it's just the, those just the followers of Lutheria saying that, and nobody else can corroborate, who's to be believed?
Sure. As you are exiting, the priestess calls after you and says, "I was happy to help you get your 10th punch on the card." Go with a lighter heart, Julian of Mitros. For what you are to face next may threaten to weigh it down forever.
Oh, it's fucked.
Julian will pause at this, kind of knowing where his head has been at with this last few days worth of research. He'll sort of nod, not looking at anything, and then exit.
Okay. All right.
You look down at the new punch card you got, and it's stained with wine.
So you guys all meet up on the morning of the 4th day. The Druids of Mitros have completed construction of the tree garden, and there is a formal ceremony today to essentially help Maya grow this tree for all who might look upon it. The druids feel this is a great PR opportunity for Thylea worship. I mean, obviously that's why they did it for free, but yeah. All right. So do you take part in this ceremony, Maya?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Oh, okay. So you guys grow a tree thick enough for a medium, thick enough for a large.
Probably just needs to be medium.
Hold on, how big is Nessa?
Sure?
She's a large, right?
Nessa's a large. Georgos
Yeah, I know,
large.
but I can get everyone who's not medium back to the boat instantly.
What's the drawback of a large versus medium tree?
So Maya, as Sibo tells you that, you remember your training.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I guess I guess right before the ceremony, they were asking me this question if it's going to be medium or large. I would probably maybe in a couple of days, after every training session, I came back and talked to them. If they explained the difference between a medium and large, what that effect would be on the ship.
Yeah. So it would just mean that you would have like a very short fat tree versus like a cooler, taller.
Large it is.
Hey, it's a halfling tree. I love it.
It's more like them, fat, squat, water-filled trees from the Lion King. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The one that Rafiki's jumping around in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here you go. Hold on. I got a picture of this fat-ass tree that we're putting on your boat. So.
It's stout.
Yeah. It kind of looks like a fucking mushroom.
Yeah.
Like a Mario mushroom, but a tree. Yeah,
there we go. Love it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's thick.
Alright. So the cool mana tree model, they're just like, well, utility over style. And so they put this fat bottom tree on the boat.
What to say about fat bottom trees?
They've got cake.
Make the rocking world go round.
It's an apple bottom tree.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Okay. So
Sibo can make his shrine, has some fur at the base of it.
Yep. There's some.
And the apple bottom tree, the spruce with the furs.
The spruce with the furs. Yeah.
Dang. Oh man, that was pretty good. All right. Oh man, you guys did so well. I just everybody take a point of demon inspiration.
Yeah.
So, good stuff. Good stuff.
Also, was I able to leave with the book from the library, or?
What was your technique for getting the book out of the library? The book would very much like to go with you.
Word of recall.
Oh, okay, yeah. The book praises you for your cleverness.
Okay, all right, nice. All right. Yes, the process.
Perfect.
Okay.
Wait, so how many books?
Turning into Gollum.
How many pack books are you carrying?
I get asked this question because you sound like Gollum, not because you're a halfling.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So, W book. I will let Julian know about the note I found, but I will probably not let anyone else know. From Gaius.
Oh, okay.
Would Oren let us know that he met with Gaius?
Oh yeah, that's another good question. Yeah, is there any information? This is the best thing. Is there any information any of you withhold from the rest of the party? That would probably be easier than what do you tell the party? Yeah.
The secret and the note, except for Julian for the note.
Okay.
The only thing Oren leaves out is where Georgos and him got all the wine.
Okay.
I was like, where did all my grapes go?
Yeah.
I had to use some favors, all right.
Eventually, she's like, it was for a good cause. Okay.
Just picture you having Georgos with his big fat zombie feet stomping these grapes. No wonder it tasted so fucking bad.
Mm-hmm.
Quickly, Georgos. We've only got 4 or 5 hours before sunrise.
Why is there so much hair in this wine?
You're squishy between my toes, Oren. It feels funny.
As his sores are popping.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
His legs kept falling off. So
yeah.
Oh.
I do have to say, after you guys managed to get the Minotaur slave trade removed, the city has worked hard to become a lot more cosmopolitan. So,
Nice.
yeah, so Georgos is obviously feared, but there were undead gladiators here for the Great Games and stuff. So the people are not so sheltered that they haven't seen like exceptional and incredible things. But certain things are still very like Steros, like, you know, is such an oddity that he would still draw a tremendous amount of attention.
Jan Can. That's what he is. Not a Geigen. He's a
That
Jan
Georgos
Can.
people
I forgot
know
about
him
that.
as a famous gladiator from the Nether Seas, but
Yeah.
they would be very frightened of him. You know, it's not like he's being, you know, chased with pitchforks and torches, but just to kind of give you that vibe that commoners are still commoners and people are still people. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So there's still definitely fear and suspicion of the unknown and the unusual. Okay, cool. So, what now? What do you guys do? You've gotten some downtime. You've got your tree on the ship. Andronicus has his house back. He's actually more sad than he was before having the house.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
It
facts.
sounds like progress for Andronicus.
Or when you chalked it up to the 72 hours of paperwork they had to fill out.
Yeah.
Oh god,
guess
yeah,
so.
all that soul-crushing paperwork just to feel horrible when you walk in the front door.
Yep.
Like, I just can't even imagine, like, how fucking sad his character is. Like, I don't ever want to be that sad. Like, it's just heartbreaking.
I guess I would have that conversation with Bicycles and say, like, hey, is there a way to create potions that imitate magical effects but aren't magical?
Yeah, he says, well, yes, there is. I was studying such things at university, but they laughed me out. They said that such remedies have no place in the academic world of the arcane. In truth, all of such concoctions are quite weaker than their magical counterparts. But I simply pointed out that they were easier to make and could be created by those without knowledge of the arcane. That seemed to make them even more upset with me. And when I fought hard to defend my ideas, they had me cast out!
Well, would you like to continue that research here on the ship?
It would be alright. I thought the only reason that you hired me was because I knew how to make magical elixirs and potions.
Well, there might be moments where we can't use magic, and so I feel like they would be very, very useful to have consumables that don't depend on magic.
I have a few samples if you'd like to try them.
Sure.
You have tasted my incredible potions of climbing, no doubt. What if I told you I had a potion of climb up?
Okay. What does that do?
Well, you don't actually drink it. You rub it on your hands, knees, and boots, and it gives you advantage to climb. It's almost as good as a magical climb speed. Yeah, it ain't as good as a magical climb speed.
It's not bad though. Not bad.
Yeah, sounds really good.
It's
You
pretty
can make
good.
some of those.
You may have heard of the oil of slipperiness. It grants you freedom of movement. One of the most
Great for your skin.
one of the most powerful benefits you could have in a world filled with monsters that auto-grapple and like to eat you. But what if I told you I had oil that is slippery?
I mean,
You rub the oil on your body, and it gives you advantage to escape from a grapple. Maya, you know that this is nowhere near as good as and you could maybe see. Well, now I don't know. Maya's pretty practical. I feel like Julian, if he heard this conversation, would understand why the Arcade Academy was like, "Get the fuck out of here." But like Maya, for you, this is pretty practical. I think. This is, you know,
she's like, if we can't use magic, that I mean, that's the best we can get.
Yeah, so he walks you through, and basically he can make a jank version of like any potion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Potion of invisibility, but it's really just
it's just camo paint. It's just camo.
Yeah. it takes much longer to apply, but it's just as good.
What she'll say when I was talking to well, I was going through some training and we were.
He tells you that he was going to call his new school of magic practical magic.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's very reasonable.
And that is when they threw him out. Yeah.
It's like the people whenever it's like the big grocery stores with the almond milk. You know, they're like, you can't call it milk; it's juice, practical juice.
But practical magic was going to compete with Hocus Pocus, and they were just like, no, we can't do that.
Alchemy.
They were both pretty good. You're a woman in the 90s.
Yeah.
And you like witches movies. They were both.
Both pretty good. Yeah, they were.
Yeah. We both watched many times with our wives.
100%. Yeah, every fucking Thanksgiving, Halloween, Jesus Christ.
God damn, I've seen those movies a lot. Oh my god. Yeah. Anyways. So you get the sense that his practical magic can be applied to most potions by request, and he could make a janky non-magical version of any magical potion.
Okay.
Even healing potion?
Yep.
That's so good.
They heal 1d4 plus 0.
Here's a V8.
Yep.
Okay.
Sadly, your body doesn't care if it's magic or just chemicals. It still counts towards potion toxicity.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You rub weird chemicals all over your body, it still counts towards potion toxicity.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you happen to have any of those that like?
I would recommend his potion. I would not recommend his potion of disguise. It's just throwing acid on your face. So.
I was gonna ask him if he has anything like what is it? Like this alchemist. I guess I'll ask him. Is alchemist fire magical?
That's a great question. I don't think it is in D&D. Because I don't think it has the word magic in it. Let me see. I'm sure there's like 15 Reddit threads about it.
It's probably like 3 or 4.
It is not. It is non-magical.
Nice.
Okay.
It is non-magical. Yep.
Okay.
It is a rare. It is a rare chemical fluid that ignites when exposed to air.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, if we learned anything from Queef Sting, is that you can throw oil on somebody and then hit them with fire, and it does more damage.
Mm-hmm.
It is known.
It is known.
It is known.
Yeah.
I was wondering, do you think there would be so in my training we were talking about being able to be seen, and maybe having a potion that can hide us. So I was thinking one way that I have a spell here called Fog Cloud that makes a very heavily area.
I have it covered. Smoke bomb, and he throws a smoke bomb on the ground.
Okay.
It makes a fog cloud effect that's 10 feet across.
I mean, hey, I'll take that.
Okay.
Right. And then one other thing. This is just a weird idea that I came up with. I don't know if this makes any sense, but are there any like?
Yeah, it's a 5-foot radius sphere of smoke that spreads around corners and heavily obscures the area. It lasts for 1 minute. Blah blah blah. So yeah.
No, I don't know if this is just a crazy idea I thought of, but there's this spell I have. I understand how to use. It's called Fairy Fire, but it makes it look like little motes of light follows a creature. Is there like a way you can maybe find like a type of bug that's very interested into like a?
Well, he throws what looks like an egg at you. It splatters against your chest, and bioluminescent paint is there. And he says, "Glow paint."
Glow paint.
Watch out, it stains.
I'm very sorry.
Okay.
After the glow
this
stops, no, it stains.
Oh. Do you think prestidigitation will take care of it?
No.
Fortunately, that's a magical solution or a practical magic. You need practical magic prestidigitation. It's a washcloth.
Oh, when you ask for practical magic prestidigitation, he says, "Scrub brush."
Scrub.
Okay, well, I'll keep this in mind. I'll let the rest of everybody know too that we could probably find some alternatives to magical potions through you.
Okay.
Pocket sand.
He feels seen. I have one of those scrub daddies. It's really good. Yeah. That's a good ass sponge right there.
That's basically
I have the I use the normal one. They made like square actual rectangle ones too.
Oh,
no
nice.
face on it.
Hey, and the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, honestly to God, it might really be magic. I don't know. But
They are good.
unfortunately, if you made you a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, according to 5th edition rules, since it says it's magic, it would be turned off by an anti-magic zone.
Messed up.
Yeah. The worst thing you could do in 5e is actually admit something's magical.
I put anti-magic in front of magic. Anti-magic eraser.
That would just erase his anti-magic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, anti-magic?
Anti-magic.
Yeah. All right. So, any other preparations? Like, what? I guess your crew is happy to be back in Mitros, but you could tell that the longer Maya, especially with your insight, you could tell the longer. Well, and Julian, I think you understand the people a bit more than Maya. From like they're more like sailor roots kind of deal. The longer you stay here, the more likely they are to A, get in trouble, B, decide they don't want to go out to sea again.
I think now that we have everything set up, it's Ram round 2.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, so the goal is to board up, and then on day 5, you will head out.
There's one more thing.
What's the last thing?
Oren's going to take the end of day 4 now. End of day 4. Oren will take the prosthetic from Theros and will bring it to Hermes. Actually, I might wait till the morning whenever he's getting ready to head out. He'll catch him before he's leaving. And
you
see,
we'll have it. He has his bag filled with Cheetos and Mountain Dew.
As a proper soldier, or nods, thinking back to his days heading off to training. He's got the prosthetic like kind of boxed up, bagged up. Greets Hermes, one of the artificers aboard the Stormbreaker. They were able to fabricate something that I won't say that it will assist you in combat, as honestly, I couldn't really see any deficiencies with your body at all, and I hope that our time together has taught you that as well. But I know from experience that you probably still feel some pains as a result. So I hope that this, and Oren will hold it out to him, even if just in downtime, or if you have some time where you want to look into it, could be worth having.
All right. He looks at your pro-offered gift, kind of makes sense of what he's looking at, and he says, "This is a very generous gift, but I have gained strength despite what happened to me, just as you did. I am enough. Such great splendor should be given to one who needs it."
Oren cracks a smile at this. Very well then. Go. And Godspeed.
And then he gives you like a "you son of a bitch" handshake, and then he gives you a Mitros salute, and then he heads out.
All right. Warren will go drop this prosthetic off for with Callius. I'm sure he can find a use for it.
All right.
And then he'll head back to the ship, ready to go.
Okay. And that kind of brings us to time. That's kind of a good spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the end. All right. So, with all of that settled, the goal is to sail back to the Isle of Golds, journey through the islands, and once again confront the Golden Ram without the promised soul to teach him a fucking lesson about pushing hop around.
You can only TPK us once, maybe twice, before we come and get you.
Alright, if you decide that is not the case, that's fine too.
We got our asses handed to us by a ram earlier. Like, really fucking bad.
This ram up, that's for sure.
Yeah. I think you have time, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. I've been looking forward to some mountain oysters.
Yeah, alright.
Mountain oysters.
Huh?
I mean, if you want the big ones are in the desert with the lions, obviously. Yeah.
Those are our allies. See if we know you can eat there.
All right, well, that sounds good. So, quick announcements. Tomorrow night we're gonna do some Alkenstar prep. 4 hours of Alkenstar prep, because next Monday will be the first session of Outlaws of Alkenstar Sunset Group. This is a Pathfinder 2e adventure path about steampunk cowboy crime drama. Steampunk cowboy crime drama. Yeah.
We're so rad.
So the prep session tomorrow night is going to be incorporating character backstories into the campaign story. So it's gonna kind of we're gonna look at the backstories that the characters came up with for their characters, and then this adventure is written in such a way that there is like a hook that you could choose during character creation. And if you take that hook, it kind of hooks you in a little bit, but it's not nearly as well integrated as like the epic path system is in this campaign. So the idea is to kind of find ways to sort of replace NPCs in the adventure with NPCs from their backstories and blah, 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 blah. So we're going to be doing that tomorrow night. Tuesday night, we got Abomination Vaults and also Cyberpunk.
Yeah, this guy really runs a ton of games.
Oh, yeah.
One new player, 2 new characters.
And Dom, who plays Maya, DMs a few games as well. He's really good.
15
hours.
No, for like 4 or 5 hours. So basically, not even playing it at all.
Gotta get out of the main menu.
What we gotta do? We gotta, when we start playing, we gotta start playing and just go.
Yeah. What would you think we did for 30 hours? I mean, we only took a few breaks. I mean, really.
No. I mean, there's a lot of times where we were, we spent, going through character creation 3 times the first time, and.
Oh well,
yeah.
I mean.
Wait, just 3? Just 3 times?
Listen, it was a rocky start and an early point of contention.
Listen, I made 7 different characters when it was an early release. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
That's okay. All right.
Anyways. Yeah. No, I got you. I think we have what's called the rhythm now, and if we're only playing for 5 hours, we're less likely to have our minds worn down at the edges and flip out about every little thing. So I think it'll be great.
Hey, Rexon.
Thursday, Curse of Strahd Nightfall continues.
We're having a good night. This is my Sunday night. Now we do D&D. This is like episode 1, session 133.
Pretty crazy stuff.
And a couple of people asked me to stream it, or was interested in seeing it, so I decided to stream it, and I'll keep doing it as long as there are people that are interested. But we are 100 and something sessions in. We've been going over 2 years, so it's a little disorienting. But I always have good fun on Sundays, and I'll keep streaming it if people are interested.
We'll try to throw in some stuff that could be better, stuff that might be cool to add to D&D proper, like what
your favorite spell changes, because those are the big things that I've noticed that are a lot
my
of
favorite spell change is jump.
Yeah, jumping's great. I really like long strider being until long rest, so you don't have to worry about.
Yeah, this
reaping
is
all the
this has
buff
been the
What is
first group I played
amazing is
with that
they
I
fixed
just really
almost
like
everything,
all
yet
of them.
somehow
Like there's
True Strike
no
is still terrible.
conflict or friction.
probably looked at it with
We had one moment
nothing
early
we can
on
do. But I don't know why they even bothered to
where
put it
my
in.
character,
Yeah, why? Well,
who
they
comes from
kept
a
it in
world
so
that
items could proc.
Yeah,
is not
yeah,
opposed to
exactly.
cannibalism,
But
Like,
it's
it'd be like,
partook
look,
in
what's
cannibalism
the
to get the
secondary
party
effect on
into
your
a
boots?
conversation.
yeah.
And
Well, no, some very
the guy that
interesting
plays
decisions were
Julian,
made, and I think that they're
it
very,
was
very
off-putting
smart
for him, and we
decisions.
had some
I
friction
really
around
think that,
that,
like, the
but
whole
it was
game
short-lived, and we
benefits from
managed
just, like,
around it.
taking a lot of the cues.
Because I kind of hammed it up. I
We'll
was
talk
a
about
little bit
that
of a
Friday.
dick about it. I was like,
Saturday, nothing's
making
going on,
noises
at
like
least
that.
for me, and I don't know about anyone
So I
else. Friday night,
definitely
I think
went
there's
too
also
far
a
with it.
Pathfinder
But
game
other than that,
dark.
it's really, really
Yep.
good group.
Yeah.
Everybody's really good at
Yeah, and
RPing,
then Sunday
and the DM
morning,
is just
for
fantastic. So
Daybreak,
W group.
they went a little
And I've
boat
never
ride
met
today.
any of them. Actually, no, I met
That
one
was fun.
person. Oren, actually, the
Like,
guy who plays Oren came to
like
Texas
Jungle
once,
Cruise, like Disney's Jungle Cruise.
and I
It's
had
like
lunch
that.
with him because his
Never watched
family's
the
from
last
around here.
30 minutes of that.
Water and tabletop characters.
Agreed, 100%.
I
Rocket,
mean,
yeah.
it was a ballsy move. It was a ballsy move. And then Sunday night we'll be back here. So, anyone else have any announcements? Anything they want to plug before we adjourn?
I have a tournament game that's on Sunday. I don't know if it'll conflict. I'll either be late or I'll have to leave early, but I'll figure that out. I'll know that during the week, but that's the only thing. And it's only once. It's not going to happen another Sunday.
Because you're an esports athlete.
Because I'm an esports athlete now. I'm the top 15%. You know.
Nice. Top 15% of Valorian, top 2% OnlyFans.
Yep,
Yeah,
OnlyFans. Yep.
When you're out there and hitting no scopes and crazy.
Yep, no scope. Yep, 360 no scopes.
Check your corners.
Yeah, check the corners.
So mollywopping.
Yep, that's what we call knifing people. Is mollywopping. So.
Oh, I guess I'll hashtag not sponsored. The Ninja Turtles movie is legit. It is like to Ninja Turtles what Spider-Verse is to Spider-Man.
Nice. No, I definitely want to see it. So that's
yeah.
Good recommendation then. Yep.
All of the other 35 and up men wearing Ninja Turtle shirts in the theater, we all cried and held each other's hands.
I will not be taking my Ninja Turtle shirt now. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
It was inside out.
Yeah, inside out.
Yeah. When I started crying within 3 minutes, I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be like that, huh?"
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. It was good. It was good shit. Also, Jackie Chan is Splinter.
Oh, nice.
What?
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty good.
Who does Raphael's voice? That's what I have to know, because if they make him a whiny bitch again, I'm out.
Oh no! It's the in like the last 20 years, Raphael has been like the biggest turtle and the beefy bruiser. Yeah, he's the beefy bruiser again.
But is he emo? Like, it's the only thing I cared about. He's such a thank fucking God. Oh my God.
These are honestly the most childlike turtles ever.
Okay.
They're actually voice acted by children.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then they're all like so lovable.
Aw, okay.
Everything they say will make you cry. Like if anime like about kids trying their best and facing horrible adversity as child soldiers makes you cry.
Oh yeah.
Ninja Turtles is gonna make
sweet. Cowabunga, dude. Okay.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
Okay.
It's so good.
I'm checking it out now.
All right, cool. All right. Good night, everybody.
All right. Good night, everybody.
All right. Thanks for the game, and thanks everybody for tuning in.
Right.
Thanks again, Scottrick, for your patronage.
Yes. All right. Good night, yo.
All right. Stream is cut.
All right, that's it for me. I'm going to close up. Thank you all for hanging out. I really appreciate it. I'll be here tomorrow night playing some in-houses and getting things prepped for the week. Y'all have a good night and see you in your games. GG's.